Hello, welcome to week 6, day 2 of the Gold League. We have Gap Gold Brown versus Gray. Oh, wait, Gold
It's
Black
black.
versus Gold Gray. Yeah. Somehow we have Girlfriends versus Team Gap Gold Black, I guess.
Right. And it took a little bit for us to get started, but we are underway. I'm assuming we're gonna get started on that champ select. So
Yeah, I think it looks like Black will have a sub, and that's just why the stream's a little bit delayed, but
right.
so they have their normal roster otherwise with Kylie, Empoleon, Canadian, Agopose, and Icebird is their sub for support. And then the Gray on the other side has Persona, Carrie Bear, Husband vs. Wife, Hottest, Cashier, and Kodak Mac. And they have their full normal roster. And it looks like draft will be underway pretty soon.
Yep, it just started. I'm excited. Let's see what the first pick is.
Mm-hmm. Gold Black will lose all of their bans just because of
Right.
the delay and because of the e-sub, unfortunately. So it's a lot of pressure on Gray to win since they have free will. They can pick whatever they want.
Yeah, Gray can literally do as they please in champ select. I mean, if they
Yeah.
lose champ select, then I'm asking a lot of questions. we we shall
Yeah.
see.
Definitely.
The Timo ban, which was a little expected.
Quite
I
expected.
believe the 450 games on Timo, the 58% win
Kylie,
rate.
yeah.
Hate to
Just a
see it.
little
Hate to
scary.
see it. Now, are we gonna see the Vayne ban? Is what I'm curious. I believe there's
Aaron.
the
Yeah.
big Vayne player on the black side, correct?
Yes. I think actually this I don't know if this op.gg thing is correct. I think there's a few different players than what's on here. Or maybe it's just the ADC. But so maybe it isn't. Oh, a Yumi ban is what actually comes out. They don't want the Yumi from Icebird, I guess.
Yeah, I'm curious if anyone on black is playing the Viego or the Gwen, and if that's worth the ban.
Yeah, because those
Or
are both
or
very
even
strong.
the Dr. Mundo I know has been ravaging the Rift at the moment.
Hmm.
But looking at their match history, I mean, I do see a lot of Dr. Mundo games on Persona, so he might even pick it up himself.
Yeah,
So we shall see. But um, looking at their match history, it's a little varied. Might see possibly an Akali or Victor ban as well.
yeah. I wonder if Icebird actually plays Yumi, or if they're just banning the Yumi because it's like
Because
technically
yeah,
the
Yumi
easy
is a
support.
very very interesting to play against. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. All right,
Mhm.
so we're on the blue side first pick. Let's see what
All right.
black is going. I mean, especially losing the bans, they really have to make this pick count. Honestly,
Yeah. Since they do have the first pick advantage, we have to see what they decide to take from the enemy. This is their only opportunity to deny them
the
some
Leona
kind of
pick.
pick.
Okay, so they're going for hard
Leona.
CC support.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming these first two picks from Gray are going to be. I'm assuming jungle support. Okay, yeah, and
Yeah.
which honestly could
Nocturne.
be a flex pick. That could go
It could
to
be a flex pick.
Persona, mid,
It's
or
definitely a lot
jungle.
harder with the Nocturne nerfs, but it is definitely something that is doable in other
Right.
lanes.
It was nerfed, but I feel like it's still a flex pick at least. I mean, if they're
Hmm.
gonna if they're gonna pick it, they're at least gonna try and move it around if they
Definitely.
can. And there's the support pick. Okay.
And then Braum coming out from Icebird, a very fitting. And then Nuno to respond to I mean, Nocturne's a flex pick, but supposedly to the Nocturne. So both teams
Right.
have the support and then maybe the jungler.
Okay. So Samira, Leona, bot lane. That's very
A very
dive heavy.
aggressive lane. Yeah.
Yeah, very aggressive. Which I mean, the Braum should counter that a little bit.
Mhm. He has
Um,
quite a bit of peel. But if she can win wall the Q, then it'll definitely look a lot more in their favor since the Leona
Right,
stun
right.
is a little less.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Gray's gonna pick the ADC here.
Yeah, in response to the
Maybe looking for an
80s
Ezreal or Vayne.
comeback.
Okay, yeah, there's the Vayne.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this will definitely be a. I'm assuming a farm lane on the Gray side.
Yeah, they just do not wanna get engaged on by that Leona Samira. Trendemir ban, and, still continuing the no bans for
Yeah, so
black.
the
Oh,
two top bans so far. Are they gonna ban top again, or are they gonna ban the? Are they trying to ban out mid lane?
I don't know.
I'm assuming they might try. I mean, I do see that the black Victor, so maybe they may take that out into play.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, or they just might just ban out something they don't want to see. Okay, they triple ban top. Okay.
top lane. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I guess
so
give as little opportunity to the Samira as possible.
yeah, they do not want that Shen jumping on the Samira mid ult, making it a lot harder.
Would not have a good time for them. Definitely assuming.
And it looks like black did ban 2 champs, Caston and the Trundle, which I talked about with you earlier. Persona's a very scary Trundle player top.
Right. Which assuming okay now that TF is out,
Mhm.
probably Nocturne's going jungle.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Yeah, and the
Um,
Yone's going mid, which they still have the AP and the Nunu, so
mhm. But an
they
AP
could still
top laner,
potentially go for AD top. Okay, and then there's the set. Okay.
AP top. So Nunu is gonna be their only AP, which I think is a little scary because
Eh,
they
and
do
I'm
have
assuming
the
right now
Braum.
the Nunu's gonna build probably tankier because I mean
Yeah,
other than
that is
I mean
the
they still have the
normal
set and
build.
the Leona for the front line, so he still could
Mhm.
potentially build
Go
more
full AP
AP. He still could go full AP Nunu.
in the Yorick.
The Yorick. Okay, so it's gonna be Yorick versus Set, Nocturne
Mhm.
versus Nunu, Twisted Fate versus Yone,
Yone.
and then it's gonna be Leona and Samira versus Braum Vayne in the bot lane. So it should
Yeah.
be very interesting. It definitely
Yeah.
looks like a very mid game heavy clown fest, and I'm all for it. I'm excited.
You are not wrong. I think, Gray's team comp depends a lot on the Nocturne ults, the Vayne's ability to get fed, and then the TF ults. And
Right,
then
'cause
York
yeah, it looks like
could split
Gray's
but
only engage is that nocturnal or maybe like a really good Braum ult.
yeah, but Braum usually is more used for disengage, so I
Right,
think Black will have the, definitely the ability to engage a lot easier with the Set and the Yone and the Leona. They have a lot
right.
of tools.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a
a lot of
lot of
lockdown
time.
on the side of black, so
Mhm. Quite
I'm
a bit more
excited for that.
CC than Gray, I would say.
Yeah, no, the CC is definitely on the side of black. And honestly, the fact that they lost so many bans, they still had a pretty good champ select. I mean, they it looks like their
Yeah,
lanes are not looking too bad. I mean, I think the big factor for Gray is going to be those global ultimates. You know, the Nocturne, the TF.
definitely. Nocturne
And
TF
if
is
they
gonna be a scary
capitalize
combo.
on those, that'll definitely be a big factor for this game.
More of a dog person,
Yeah, they'd
huh?
probably have to I mean, it is a lot more on Black to get ahead early, but I
Right.
also think they have quite a bit better of the team fighting comp, whereas Gray has a lot more of a pick comp, so
Yes.
they'd have to utilize that.
I agree. Yeah, Gray definitely has the pick comp, and you know, just trying to getting those 4v2s, 4v3s. They're
Mhm.
definitely not trying to play lanes. They're
Yeah.
trying to basically put as many bodies in each lane and against everyone as they can.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they don't win the 2v2s at this moment. I mean, I'm assuming early game, uh, Nocturne TF will win against Nunu Yeon, but as the game goes on and whether once Yeon gets a couple items, that'll definitely
Definitely scary.
go more towards his favor. So, I will say this game is definitely gonna be dependent on the early game from Gray.
Yeah, and how they play it, because if the Samira gets fed or if the Yona gets fed,
Oh, it's over.
then
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
they can definitely take that into the team fighting phase and knock out a couple of the carries before the fight's even started, which
Right.
ideally is what Gray would want to do with the
Yeah,
pick comp that
and I
they
guess in
gave.
that case, the only saving grace for Gray is if York just plays the island and just
Y The
does
top lane
anything he
split.
wants. Yeah, just plays the top island and just takes every single tower top lane and ignores the set.
Yeah, because I definitely think it'll be very difficult for Set to respond once it gets a bit later into the game.
Yeah, and PPS Delivery Service just said I've never seen this much dive being on a Brahm's shoulder. So yeah, I mean it's whether Black can get on top of everyone, with the Leona CC, the set ult, the Nunu snowball.
Mhm.
Can Braum save the day and keep
It's
everyone
all on
off
the
of
shield.
the vein?
Yeah, definitely Kodak has had really good showings with his Braum recently, so I wouldn't put it behind him to be able to
Mhm.
peel as much as he can, but
Right.
it is a
Which I
lot
mean, Braum
on his
still has that
shoulders.
ability. It's just funny just because Leona just has so much in her kit for hard CC that
Yeah,
once she touches one person, especially if
they're just
especially if she
can't
gets to the
move.
vein, it's over.
Yeah, definitely,
So I'm,
'cause,
I'm just wondering
Vayne is a
who
lot of their
who
damage.
can kill the Samira once she gets fed.
Mhm. I
'Cause, I
mean,
mean, you got a TF gold card and then Braum.
yeah,
That's
you
about
definitely
it.
have to
There's
catch her out with the Nocturne, I think was the
right.
best idea,
Yeah, I
because I
really
don't
think
think
they
the
just have to
Nocturne's
blow her
able
up
to
because they don't really have any CC to
no,
lock her down.
they definitely do not have the CC that you would like to see against a Samira.
Yeah, which I mean, she was picked in the first phase. I mean, I don't know what hard CC they could have picked in the mid top lane to mitigate the Samira, but I think they were just more looking to
Do the lane matchups,
yeah,
probably.
when I think they're just looking for a mid game comp at this point.
Mhm. Definitely, because Samira is an early game champ with Leona, but she
Right.
also does very hard with her lifesteal later game. Like, they're gonna have to buy a lot of mortal and grievous runes in order to
Oh
stop the
yeah,
Samira.
if they don't buy Grievous Runes, they're
I mean,
messing up.
yeah,
'Cause I mean, you got the
Samira
set
young and very
regen, the
set.
Samira lifesteal, the Nunu chomp. Like
Their entire
there's
team.
a use for Black to get HP back for sure.
So Gray is definitely gonna look for the grievous. I hope. I
We
shouldn't say
hope.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's
Oblivion
not
Orb's only 800 gold. The
Mhm.
I forget the name of the Chris Wounds 80 item, but that's 850 gold, I believe.
Execution
So
rules.
I mean,
Um,
it will be tough for Vayne because she's very item dependent. So
I think
um,
the one thing that Gray has going for them, well, one of the main things they have going for them is the fact that Black does not have much AP at all.
right.
Like, if the Braum and Yorick are able to build like slightly tanky,
Yeah,
then
just
they
stack
have
the
like
armor. They should be fine.
yeah,
At
they
least
can
for that
probably
mid
live
late
with
game,
it
right? Yeah, I mean, if York just builds the thorn mail and the every single armor item that he can, health armor, just buy
Definitely.
Trinity Force and then just go full tank and just sit at the front of the team. Yeah, no, they definitely have a chance.
Yeah. I
But
think
he's gonna have
that's
to absorb so much damage and so much CC.
he definitely will in order to keep his vein alive, keep his backline alive. I
Yeah,
guess
it's
the
definitely
Nocturne
not gonna be all on Braum to keep that vein alive because I think that's most currently can damage is that vein.
yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a fight of the Vayne versus Samira Yone, I think, in the late game.
Right. I mean, even if Set goes full tank, he's still gonna hurt because he does that true
That
damage on
is
his
true.
W.
And I think
Scaling on
Nocturne,
health. So
he usually goes a lot more tanky items now, right? Like he still goes the Stride Breaker, and then he goes somewhat mixed tank and attack
yeah, I
damage.
believe so. I haven't
So
seen a lot of Nocturne since the nerf, but I'm assuming he's not going full damage. I mean, they have the TF, the York, and the Vayne, so I don't think Nocturne really needs to go full damage.
yeah.
'Cause I mean, even if York goes like that Bruiser build, he'll still hurt. Definitely seen a couple beefy Yorks do stupid amounts of damage.
Definitely. especially to weaker targets.
Unacceptable
ghouls.
amounts of damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we will just
and
have to see how it plays out. Do you think there'll be an invade?
oh yeah, sorry, Aaron, playing that in the middle of talking about team comps because we gotta play them before the game starts, and that delay. Love you, Aaron. The games start underway, so
Yeah. All right. Do you think we're gonna see an invade from maybe
oh,
the Leona?
absolutely. I love every game that there's an invade.
All right. So you're
I
betting on
just
it.
love the tomfoolery that happens level 1, and I am here for it.
Everyone only has one ability. They have to pick wisely.
Yeah, I definitely think that Black has the better level
Lead
1.
with the Leona.
Just yeah, the Leona and the Samira. I mean,
I
even
mean,
her level
Braum
1
also
Q.
has a really good
Cause I mean, I'm
passive.
pretty sure. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like her Q is on like a 3-second cooldown. She can just keep pew pewing as much as she
Yeah.
wants.
I don't know how. I think it's quite a bit longer early, but it's definitely short. The
Yeah.
only thing is, Braum does have the ability to stun multiple targets if he autos them and gets his team to back on up.
Right, and he'll probably start Q, so
Mhm.
he will be able to at least mitigate most of the invade. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Black just wins the level 1. Um,
I mean, Vayne passive and Braum passive can add up to like be very scary.
True. So we will see what happens, but
Definitely.
I'm here for all of it. I hope that there's some shenanigans. No one likes a boring 1v1.
Level
as
one, yeah.
much I want as much to happen as possible.
Definitely. Any interesting summoner spells or rune? I mean, TF taking Ignite, I think would be
I mean
kind
that
of
makes sense. I
interesting
mean
if
he
it
already
wasn't
has
TF.
the ult for the teleport.
So
I
he's
think
just
I mean
using Ignite.
I mean I guess he's probably going for more of an aggressive build because he's doing the Nocturne ganks, and possibly uh, a York roam in the middle of the game.
Mhm.
Unless York decides build his top island and conquer it.
Yes. And it looks like there will not be an invade, just a pretty safe 5 point on both sides. Although, Carry Bear is trying to poke down Empoleon in that little bush there.
Yeah, and PPS is correct. There is a lot of ranged AoE on the side of I believe Gray.
Mhm.
And I guess they're just going for the standard level 1. Nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
nothing exciting.
Yeah, it looks like Nocturne's just gonna take his blue. Uh, Black
Persona.
Nunu's gonna start his red. York is getting vision on Black's red, or excuse me, his blue. So they'll at least have the timer on when Nunu takes that. Little ahead on the vision game, but other than that, I think it's just pretty even.
The Isles remember.
Set taking those early trades, trying to punish
Yeah, I
York.
mean, most of the time Seth's gonna start
What's
E
one
no matter
more
what.
grip?
So
Yeah.
he's always going for that E auto. Pretty much every level 1.
The Sentinel Bane skin as well, one of the newer skins.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Is that? Love that.
Yeah, it's a pretty chroma as well.
Oh yeah, no, it's a beautiful skin for sure. And I mean, honestly, like I'm a big fan of Braum in general. He's one of my favorite champions, and I mean Santa Braum and in my opinion, like Mafia Braum are just such daddies that we love to see it.
Yeah, and it looks like Hottest Cashier and Kodak
I
hit
shall
level 2 first, and they do have like quite a bit of prio in a bot lane where I feel like they might not, like they shouldn't usually have a lot of prio until the
Right.
Leonas.
Blood red. Excised.
It looks like husband with wife went pretty even in a trade with the Yone there, though Yone had to use E.
Yeah, and it looks like Husband's doing pretty good on mana too, so I think he should be able to sit here for a while. He did go Electrocute, which I feel like is pretty standard on TF, so he will have a little bit of burst against the Yone. So he's definitely not going to be just sitting idly as the Yone farms up.
Definitely. It looks like there might be a fight for this top scuttle though. As both.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like at this point that Gray has the mid prio, so they'll probably take this.
Gray has the mid prio, but the top
York
prio
is kind of just chilling.
First
But
blood
doesn't
going
matter.
for
They're just gonna kill the set. He's just
yeah,
dead. So
that falls very early, which I mean, that gives Yorick a pretty big lead as well, since he'll be able to catch back up into CS. Even if
yeah, I mean York's just gonna probably hold this wave, and then now TF just has full lane prow because I mean Yone knows that Nocturne's in that top side river.
Yeah. And it looks like Nocturne might try and go for it.
Yeah, he might just be pathing to that bottom scuttle, or at least just
yeah, maybe trying to contest this bottom scuttle, which Nunu has.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nunu already got that, so
he will not be double scuttling, but he did get the assist off the top lane, so
right.
A little bit of extra gold with that first blood going over to black.
Not so fair.
Yeah, and that gives them, you know, 700 gold league so far. It looks like CS is pretty even. There's a 6 CS lead on the set, and then 2 CS lead on the Vayne. But very, very small differences. They're so far pretty even.
My shield is here for you.
His bot lane is very aggressive. I wonder if they are feeling the Nunu coming up in the jungle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it doesn't look like they have a river ward, so.
Yeah.
Oh, Leona missed E. Honestly, okay, the Nocturne's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Vayne doesn't live, but they might be able to get a. Nope, Samir's out.
Be able to trade Samir
Nocturne's greeting for the Leona. I don't think he'll get it. They might just take the loss in the Vayne because it looks like they're disengaging.
Oh,
wow! The Nocturne got the Samira, yeah. So I guess Samira greeted a little bit and should have scooted on out of there, but it was a 1-for-1 trade bot lane, so good for Gray for at least getting a kill back.
Definitely. I don't think they were expecting that Nunu snowball in, but they traded it back.
Yeah, they did. They did not have any river vision, so that was.
And it was interesting for them to be pushed up that far, and not really that cautiously, without.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was like, they're on the tower with no vision on the river or Tribush, so very ballsy on their part.
They rise, they fight,
yeah.
They rot.
I don't know much about the top lane matchup, but Aaron is saying that the Yorick should lose pretty hard because Set is good into him, so it'll be interesting.
Right, and I think a lot of that is just because, a big part of Yorick's kit is locking someone down in, the trap and then throwing his little minions on them, which Set has the shield and the true damage to just kind of be like, absolutely not, go away from me.
So
very aggressive matchup from Set.
Yorick into the Set, because they did last pick Yorick.
Right, I'm assuming that Persona felt good against the Set, which he's actually doing pretty well. They're even in CS, so.
And the Set had that.
And and the big, the empowered Q for Yorick, with the Sheen will definitely help him a little bit.
Yeah. And it looks like they might be starting the dragon on the side of Gray.
Right.
Since they did have such dominant mid prio, I don't see Black being able to help with
TF just kind of pushed it and then went to drag. Although he is fighting the Yone. The Yone's going hard. Wow, he just gets the solo kill.
Yeah,
TF was a little too comfortable coming back from Dragon.
Definitely punished that Dragon played very hard by getting a solo kill onto the TF walking in from the river. You did have to use ult, but I mean, ult for a kill is definitely worth. That's what you want. And I think it's definitely bad for Gray that Yone got a kill so early, especially since husband vs wife has the ignite. So you'd think that he would want a little more early prio, but he's not getting. Yeah, it was a very ego play by the TF to walk back into lane like that, especially when the minion wave was crashing into his turret. So he had no minions to back up.
Not so fast.
Jungler is still doing a lot of farming other than that bot lane gank. Both of them wanna... Oh, and as I say that, Empoleon is ganking bot lane, and it looks like Braum might be a little caught out here. Trying to defend the Vayne did not work as Nunu ults and ends up getting a kill onto the Braum. Yone TP used and
My internet, I guess, had a heart attack and decided to... But I am back. But yeah, the org does... he loses any all-in by set, so he has to play back the entire time.
Yeah.
Behold the horrors of the
Yone
isle.
TP'd in mid, just barely making it so husband vs wife wasn't able to get the last play.
Yeah, and Nunu's bot again, which they did have the ward on the tri-brush, but... Alrighty.
It claims you.
Yeah. The ghouls keep
But yeah,
going.
no, on that earlier play, so when Gray got Dragon, I'm kind of surprised that the Nunu didn't immediately go to Rift Herald and that it's still up.
Yeah, the Rift Herald is still... Or it is not an option as the Nocturne has taken
Well, yeah,
it.
now that Gray got it, I'm surprised that Black didn't immediately go to the Rift to counteract that drag play.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but they also like probably didn't know that they were on drag exactly. They didn't have vision of the TF going bot, and the bot lane wasn't
Right.
the thing missing because they just back. Yorick TPing top side. Now the TP advantage is for the set, but the TF does have the ultimate if some fight goes down somewhere else. Nocturne is around bot side. He does have ult, so if he is able to ult here and then maybe put the rift off, it will be very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean,
for
that's
Gray.
basically Gray's whole plan, is to use these global ultimates to their advantage, and if they don't, I really don't think that they'll come out, you know, against the strong teamfight comp from Black, so
Yeah.
they have to use these
Braum just taking the
TF
ward,
option ultimates.
definitely.
I shall perform
And
your
like as they get, I mean, there hasn't been that many ultimates used at all, other than the Yone ult and the one Nunu ult. I don't think there's been. Oh, and Maiden, of course.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Skerfuffle bot side, but
What's one more grave?
Yeah. Overall,
yeah, I
a pretty
haven't
quiet
seen
game.
really many Nocturne or TF ults to, you know, add bodies to the lanes and, you know, 3v2, 4v2.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
I
and
say that,
Nocturne ult going mid, but not finding the target as
and
Yone
now
is under
Nunu's...
tower.
Oh, he stopped the snowball. Goodbye, Persona.
He did a very good job with the wall there.
Yeah, he
but
should live
I
here
do
with
not
the
know if
flash,
he'll be
right?
able to get out with the flash he is. But Yone was not forced to flash for the Nocturne ult, and then Nunu didn't ult, but Persona was forced to flash. There is quite a decent lead in mid lane CS, but also in the opposite way in the bot lane CS.
On the bot lane, yeah, that Vayne is
About 20.
looking real
for
spicy
both
at the
sides.
moment. Cause I mean, that's
Yeah,
definitely
so-
where Gray wants their their lead. They want
And it
that
looks like they're
Vayne to get
taking
fed.
drag again without any pressure from Black at all. 2 free dragons is, I mean, they are getting some kind of cryo with their global ults, I
Yeah,
guess.
right.
A
Oh, and
flash
TF's just
card
going for it. Now I'm not
does
sure
ignite him, but he got
exactly.
it
I mean,
kill.
honestly, the Quadrake's really great for Gray with all their emphasis on their ultimates. So this should be
And they
good
bot
for
lane,
them if they're able to get this quad soul.
gets in.
Turret plating will fall soon.
It does look like they placed the Rift mid and were able to get quite a bit of turret plating from it.
Right,
And
and I think PPS is correct where like a lot of the emphasis on getting the Yone low and under tower was so that he wasn't able to get to drag and to get that mid prio on drag. So definitely a good play for them to work on that quad soul.
Other than that one death, husband versus wife has had a lot of the prio. He's definitely using the range to his advantage.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, definitely, you know, dealing with that aggressive Yone play. 'Cause, I mean, look at that trade. Like, I mean, there's only so much that TF can do against that.
Yeah, and like he can proc electrocute as many times as possible, but even still, there's so much damage coming from the Yone. And TF is forced back. I don't think he will lose very much though, despite the fact that
I mean, I will say, if TF does get more prio and is able to shove the lane, he'll have more opportunities to, you know, ult into those side lanes. You know, that's basically, you know, TF's whole kit is I want to outplay as much in the other lanes as possible.
yeah, so that he can utilize his ult to be there at the team fights while getting
exactly. Which I'm kind of surprised he hasn't done so far.
Yeah, no ults from. But I mean, there's not really many fights in other lanes. Like the bot lane hasn't been pushed up at all, as there is a fight going on top lane now. TF is ulting. The set is slowly dying. He is forced
looks
to
like he's going bot. Oh, and then the
TF is going
Samira
bot.
stopped the gold card. Really good disengage on the side of Black. They're not.
Yeah,
Nocturne's having to flash out, but Leona's going back in.
Leona flashing in.
Leona actually might be dead here.
Also. And a good Yone ult as well as the Samira ult. Lots of ults
Yeah,
going
it looks
down.
like Gray just loses this.
Yeah,
they went a little
forced
too
to flash
ham.
out.
Team double kill.
Double kill going down to the Nunu, and Yone is 2-0 as well, giving them quite a decent. I mean, they don't actually have a gold lead right now. They were able to kill the Leona, but overall it was a 1-4-3, which is not what you want to see with the 2 drag lead that you have.
Yeah, I'm assuming Gray's next play is just to secure that third Drake.
Yeah.
That is getting pretty low, but his passive should be able to get him at least enough.
He was
But
forced
he's
to flash
recalling
earlier, right before the fight. But I think
yeah, that was pretty messy on the side of
turret
Black. I mean, there were
is
several
very
flashes
ambitious.
blown, but and TF is a little low on mana here, so I don't know how much he can contest that scuttle.
Yeah. The vision war, as always, going on between the 2 supports.
Yeah, and Yone is getting a bit of a CS lead, so he's looking a little stronger even now. I really don't know how much Husband can really do against this Yone at this point.
Yeah, no. He was getting almost one-shot by that combo. If Yone had ult up, probably would have been.
Oh, and we got a Nocturne ult top lane. I don't think the set can get out. I think he's just dead.
Yeah, without flash there, Persona is able to get the kill onto the set, which will hopefully net him quite a decent CS lead, and maybe some turret damage as well.
Yeah, I mean, it really looks like they're just putting all their eggs in the Vayne York basket. I don't really think they're gonna get much out of this TF this game.
Yeah, I mean, Yone is very difficult to deal with, I think, for a lot of
He's strong. Oh, it looks like we got the TP and then
the eggs in this
the
basket.
Leona actually is. Oh no, she doesn't die here. Wow.
No, she doesn't
They
die.
just locked the bot lane down.
Very well placed.
Yeah.
But Persona does get the tower top lane. First turret going down to him, giving.
Yeah,
that
and I am not. I think they're just gonna path mid, and I don't think TF is gonna be able to get this turret, or at least come out alive, unless he just.
I mean, he
No,
can't
he'll path the other way. He'll be fine, but
team's turret
They're
has
definitely
been
just getting
destroyed.
drag control now.
2 turrets for the 2 kills that were bot lane handed
Right.
over to B.
Which, I mean, it is Black's first turret, or excuse me, his first dragon, so
Yeah.
it's really not it's really a good trade actually on Gray's side. I mean, they're still 1,000 gold ahead, so
It has been the 1,000 gold league the entire time, despite despite the 2 bounties.
oh, Leona's
Oh.
getting spicy.
Yeah, catching out this Persona, taking the blast cone as well. Persona
Yeah,
traps
he
away the
should
box.
get out unless the Nunu with the snowball. Oh,
Nunu snowball chasing him down,
he
but
dodges it.
Black's on the other side as well.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fight this. I mean, if they want to keep the York
TF ult
alive.
coming in. A great Nunu ult catches all of them, but is not going to be enough. The set looks like
Oh, the set does
did
kill
not
the York,
die.
and they're not even looking at that. Okay, now they're looking. They killed the set,
on
but
the other side, Nunu and Yone. And
yeah, I'm
Leon.
pretty sure Black just wins this now.
Yeah.
Especially now that okay, the Nocturne took the blast cone, but the
So
Leona's
overall,
she is hunting. Iceberg
hunting.
wants that Nocturne,
very
but she
good
should
ult
be
on
dead here. So
and Nocturne will fall here. Not,
yeah, and that's
Rob not
300
killing
gold
them.
to the Nunu. Wow, he is
Yeah,
now 4-0.
A summoner has
definitely a very good lead onto the Yone
The mid and
and
jungle, right?
pause. It looks like their top laner had disconnected, and they had maybe paused. I don't know. The spectating is getting a little broken. So although it does look like they paused here, maybe
It
they
looks like it was a quick pause.
yeah, it looks like it was a quick pause, despite spectator not telling us that they ever paused.
Yeah, I guess we have the same internet because mine also like to cut out.
Nunu is taking the rift here after that favorable fight top lane.
Yeah, which I don't know if he'll get it before Baron spawns. I mean, he's got 4 more seconds.
Get it?
I don't think he got it.
Not
So,
get it. So a little bit of wasted
last
time.
ditch effort.
Yeah, trying to get a little more out of that fight top that was favorable for them in the end, since they got the kill on both Nunu and they got the kill on Nocturne and Yorick. Yeah, it did look favorable at first for Gray, but after the Yone came in with backup, it was a lot scarier.
Right, and I definitely think they need some kills and gold on Vayne before Gray starts looking really good.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vayne does have the Kraken Slayer. You know, big power
Which
spike
is
for
quite a bit of
her,
damage.
but
And the Samira is also killless. She has her 7 assists, but the Yona's taken a lot of the kills.
right, it looks like the items for the AD carries are pretty even.
Yeah.
It looks like Vayne just has a dagger above the Samira.
Yeah. Vayne just has a CS lead, but the Samira has assist lead and
Right.
kill participation. Yone going in on the Braum here, trying to get a bit of damage, but not getting too
Got
much.
the gold
as
card, but
Braum
Nunu's
is
coming in hot, which I don't think that's gonna amount to anything, but
No. He throws the snowball away.
looks like we just got a good old ARAM at this point. I think
Yeah.
other than the York bot, I think everyone's just chilling mid, but they are sending 2 people to that bot lane to test the
bot,
York.
yeah. And I mean,
Which
he does
it
the
does
TF
not look good for him, but the Nocturne does even out the numbers.
And the TF ult coming
And
in
the
as
TF is
well.
coming. This is really what Gray wants. They want the Nocturne and TF ults.
shut down.
Shutting down the Nunu is very big, and that going on to Yorick until only get team here.
Right, and he's just gonna sit in the side lanes all day. So
Yone going
eventually
in.
he'll just get to the point where he can just 2v1 and he doesn't care. But I mean that's the whole Gray's comp was put someone in the side lane, and then when people go to contest that, you know, they send 2 people down, but the TF and the Nocturne can match it with those global ultimates.
Yeah, and they did pull that off here, but it looks like Leona might be catching Yorick out again, as she is able to land the Zenith Blade.
Yeah, I don't think they have
And
much.
Yorick.
Well, I guess they do. Yeah, they do have some follow-up, but I think they're just gonna
Yone's
I
gonna
think
try and
York has
follow up.
enough disengage. I don't think he'll die to the Yone here.
He's forced to flash, and Yone ults to
Just
kill
kidding,
him.
he does, but Gray's just
But
going for the
in the
Baron. They're like,
meantime-
okay, you wanna waste everything on our York? Fine, we'll just go Baron.
Yeah, and Nunu does spot them out. But will
Yeah,
they-
I don't think they can test though.
they are
I
walking
am
up.
curious on how they're gonna get the dragon though. They are pretty low, so they are gonna have to run out of here. So
Yeah, Nocturne ulting just to cause confusion, I guess. A really good Braum
yeah, I
ult.
think they just let the
will
Nocturne
not
die here and
save
just keep their Baron
Nocturne.
buff.
Come and go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Nocturne and York will not have the Baron buff, but
Which
I'm
I
curious
think
to
it's really
see.
bad that York wasn't able to have it.
Yeah, it's not, you know, they had to rush it. They capitalized on the York death and the Black spending so much time in
Definitely.
cooldowns on the York.
But for the 3-person Baron, they are going to get their second drag.
Right. I assumed that they spent so many resources to get that Baron, and they lost the Nocturne. That it's basically just a free drag for Black.
Yeah. And Yone is very scary. 6-0. They definitely need to be able to stop him if they want to win.
Yeah,
some of these
40 CS up, 6-0. Yeah, he is 550 gold shutdown. That is a scary own.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much, the same with the Samir. I don't know how much lockdown they have to team fight against, both Yon and Samira. I don't think they really have enough CC or even damage to contest that unless they just have so much, unless they can peel for the Vayne.
If the Braum can heal well enough for the Vayne, I think she can. If the Vayne gets that shutdown, then it is going to look very good for Gray's side.
Right.
But in the meantime, I think the Yone's ability to get that Vayne is just so threatening that it looks like the game is in favor of Black, despite what the Gold League says.
Right. And I mean, the gold lead is mostly on that tower gold, so there's still a lot of gold on the table for the side of Black.
Yeah.
Once they knock down that mid and bot turret, especially that low mid turret, that gold will definitely swing back in the favor of Black.
Yeah. As soon as Yon is participating in these team fights, I think it'll be scarier. But the last few fights, he has been quite absent. He got the pick on the Yorick, but
Right. Yeah, I definitely think once that the next big team fight, if Black does win it, they will. That gold lead will swing back in their favor. Once they take that mid turret. I guess it really just comes down to can Set stop the York push, the split push.
yeah. Can they stop the Yorick split push? Can they get to the team fighting phase? Because even if they're at the next drag, if Yorick can just keep split pushing while this Set is keeping him preoccupied, I mean, Yorick can continue to get a few more towers.
Yeah, I will say I'm not sure how good the Gray team fight is without the York.
Yeah, that is fair.
Because without the York, their only front line is that Braum, who is building support items. So
yeah,
Nunu does have the Thornmail and the Steel Plate and the Sunfire, so he is a very tanky Nunu. On top of the tanky Set and the tanky Leona, I don't think that Gray can play the team fights front to back. I think there's just too much front line on the side of Black.
yeah. And it does look like they do have quite a bit of Grievous with the Thornmail and then the Morellonemicon on the TF. Which they definitely...
Nomicon? Right.
yeah, that thing. They definitely need into the double shield bow with the Yone and Samira. Like, alongside their normal lifesteal, they are also having double shield bow, which is scary.
An unholy mark upon you.
Because even if you are able to get onto one of those prime targets, you might not be able to kill them. But Set looks like he's the prime target here.
Yeah, right. I don't think he'll. Yeah, he definitely won't get at that Nocturnal, but there is a TP on top. Yeah, the Yon did TP, but a little, not late. I mean, there's only so much you can do, when you stack all those ultimates onto the Set. But I don't know how much Gray is going to get out of this, though. They're just going to get the kill and then get a little bit of mid-prio. But other than that, they didn't really get anything out of it other than that kill.
Yeah, I don't think they will be able to get much out despite using 3 ults, which is definitely scary. But the Yone continually showing up late is, I think, what Gray wants. They want to be able to push their lead by getting a kill and then getting out. So I think if they
I will
continue-
say, looks like Gray is going to try and contest this third dragon for them. They have a lot of vision on that bottom side jungle. They have
One more
the
grave.
entire lane, or excuse me, river vision.
lot of control.
So they are definitely trying to get this dragon prio. Vayne and Nocturne did recall, so there is a little bit of chance for Black to clear some of this vision. It looks like they are clearing all that vision.
Matters how the Yone plays it. Like, if the Yone somehow gets caught out, then I think it's a lost fight. But I
Right.
think
Yeah. If they kill the Yone,
Yone
it's over.
he's going to do so much damage in this team fight. And TF going down, they might try and catch someone out here. A TP going bot lane, and TF is also going
Yeah,
bot
they're
lane.
just going on the Nunu, which I mean is smart. Kill the Nunu. I mean, you take drag.
The Nunu
Oh,
and
good.
Wi-Fi.
Very good Zonias on the part of TF.
But here is the Yone. Is he
Yeah,
gonna
there's
die?
the Yone, but I mean, York just sits there and doesn't die.
Yeah, they are not dying at all. And as I
But yeah, then the Samir hops in and live steals the world. Oh my lord, that York damage.
but the
I guess now it's a wet noodle fight for the top
Yeah.
lane.
Double
Persona
kill
is
going
cracked. He
He
just
is,
doesn't
oh my-
die. Just sits in the middle of the fight and just whacks you with the shovel.
I mean, he
And
has.
I guess he's just gonna try and solo drag. I mean, you got 5
Yeah.
seconds on the Nunu, so I mean, I don't think Black can contest this. I mean, Nunu is coming up. He's got the snowball coming. He's not gonna have time to get it.
No, he will not get there in time. And
A curse upon
overall, I think the Yone got caught, kind of. He had a pretty decent ultimate and got quite a few of them in it. But, like, I
Right.
think the Braum was able to CC him enough to where it was not able to do all the.
Yeah,
damage.
I mean the set got a lot of good damage on it. You got a good ult and a W on 3 people, but then obviously the Smear came in and
Yeah, the
did
Samira
Samir things
ult
and
was definitely
ulted and
big.
got all the lifesteal. But I mean, she just couldn't kill the Yorick. I mean,
No. The Yorick has so much armor at this point and so much lifesteal with the Cinder.
right. Yeah, and they locked on the Nunu. I mean, it took him a little bit to die, but TF
think overall
ran
just
in with the
lining
gold
up
card, and then
what they
as they were hopping on the TF, he Zonia's
What's
went
one
gold.
more grave?
And was able to prolong the fight, and then it was just a clown fiesta of
Yeah. Back
abilities.
and forth. I think despite the clown fiesta, I do think the Braum healed very well
Mhm.
for his Vayne. I think the Vayne was alive for quite a bit until the Samira ult came through, and
Right. It was that the smear I would say wins at this point versus the Vayne, but
I mean 3 kills.
I guess it's just a York diff at this point.
Yeah, at this point, they just really need to kill that York.
Yeah, I
But
mean, because
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
look
now.
at the discrepancy in the top lane and the mid lane. So Set is level 15 and York's level 17, but at the same time, Yone is level 17 and TF is level 15.
Yeah, each side
So-
has their priority laner,
Right.
and like I think Yone still has a chance to do a lot in these fights. Just
Mhm.
he needs to not get CC'd.
Right.
And he is
Oh
going
yeah,
to try
Wookie's
and
right.
out the
So
bomb
York's. Oh, excuse me. As there's a fight breaking out. Assuming they're just gonna disengage. But no, Wookie is right. The hull breaker on the York activated right as your Samira killed one of his teammates. So
And it looks like
He was
they
able to
were
capitalize on that.
Baron during that, and the Nocturnal prevented them from getting any vision as they took the last few hits on it.
right. Yeah. So they just take Baron for nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
Baron for
Black
free.
was able to get a little bit of vision cleared, but not enough to contest the Baron.
Definitely. Yeah, they're just. I think Gray is doing a really good job playing for the macro that their team needs.
Right.
This Yone is fed, but he's not able to use it, like, at all.
Right.
Like, the
He's
Yone
100 CS up is the thing. He's at 300 CS at 32 minutes.
he's scary, but they're just not fighting
shall
him. They're just
perform
like,
Well, and I think this Baron is really good for Gray because they really just want to send York to that side lane, let
Rest
him
in your rightful place.
just push it, do his thing,
uh-oh, but York
make
is gonna
people send people bot, and then although I don't think the Nocturne's close enough to ult, I think he's just gonna go top.
think.
I don't think Persona lives here. Never mind,
But
he's just York.
Paige is the Nunu, and it looks like Yone might die here again, not able to
Wow,
get
they actually just kill everyone. They
Yeah,
are
they
not
really-
able to lock down the York and kill him.
Yeah, this might just
And
be
Nocturne's
GG.
also pushing down mid, so they have 2 Baron lanes going at the moment.
Persona's just healing up slowly with the Maiden, and he is backing now, probably to finish an item.
Yeah, PPS. I also agree. I expect Yon to just kill everyone, but they just are able to play front to back and just
I mean,
York's able to do as he pleases.
what I said about the advantage with them all being AD was really what pulled through, because I think if they had some sort of like burn mage mid that was able to
Right.
kill the Yorick top lane, but like right now he's not taking any damage. He just has
Yeah, I mean he's got Thornmail, Hullbreaker, Frozen Heart, Sunder, and Steel Plates. So he's a chonky boy.
Yeah. Like a burn mage mid or just like some other type of damage, I think
Right.
would have been a lot more punishing.
Yeah, I agree, because at least if you're gonna pick an AP jungle like Nunu, you at least gotta go AP.
Yeah.
He's full tank. You're right. They have 0 AP damage on the side of Black, and I think it's definitely hurting him at this point because
And the
Brahm's
true
full
damage
armor,
is not
York's full
enough.
armor. What?
The true damage from set is not enough damage.
Definitely not. Well, he's also only at 2 items. York's
so
at 4
Set is
items.
very behind. Which is not how this matchup was anticipated.
No, and I guess Persona's like, give me, it's set. Give me the York. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Must dig.
And
I definitely
they
think this is a York diff at this moment.
Yorick is just ending the game in the meantime.
Oh, and if they get this, I was gonna say if they just get the soul here, that would be even better. York just might end. York's in the base.
York is in the base.
He's killing the
But
set.
he has to end right now. His entire team just died. Yone TP'd, but he was only like 2 health.
He
so-
might just take this. I mean, if he can get away from the set and the Yone.
Yeah.
Okay, he's just 2v1. York does not care. Okay, he's 3v1.
3v1.
He just kills the set. He's about to kill the Nunu.
Oh my god.
And they just end. Wow. That was 100% a York diff.
Yorick diff. Okay.
That is crazy.
So, I don't think I need to ask, but MVP who?
For that game, I mean, we know. That was
Yeah, we know.
absolutely a York diff.
I mean,
Look at
even
that
if-
damage!
Oh my
33,000 damage on the York versus
Yeah.
the 22,000 damage on the Yone. That is absolutely insane. I mean, that's what I said at the before Champs League. I was like, I mean, a big part of Gray's I guess comp was, can we put as much on the York as we can? We have the global ultimates, let him sit in the side lane. There were several times like that one fight where they sent 2 people down to contest the York, and it's like, well, we can send 2 more. The TF and the Nocturne ulted in.
Good use of the global ults.
Yeah, I wish I had seen more of those global ultimates because it seemed like that was a lot of their plan. But
He
I
had the
think
ult really early, but like you never saw him use it. So
right.
I don't know. Well, whatever it is, it's very good playing by Persona. I think he definitely,
Right.
if he was on any other top laner that wasn't split pushing like he was able to, they might not have had the victory there, because it did
Yeah,
look
because I don't think they definitely did not have the team fight comp, and I think they knew that, so they were playing for the side lanes.
they played
They
it
did
very
sneak
well
that
this time.
Baron. They got 2 Barons, so I mean that was
Yeah, and
exactly
both
what
of
they
them were
wanted.
kind of sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, just the Yone, like, he was so far ahead, but just was
Right.
not able to do anything. And
Yeah,
that
he was
I mean, that has
100
to be
CS on the
frustrating.
TF. 100
Mhm.
CS. That is absolutely insane.
Definitely. Like, he was CSing really well, he had, like, a really good lead in as far as item. He was, like, matched almost
Yeah.
with the Persona items, but he just,
Hmm.
like it's just a full tank with lifesteal into the Yone, and he was not able to output the damage that he needed to kill him.
Right.
Like,
And I think Gray also just picked the fights that they wanted. They're like, we don't need to fight
they definitely did.
when we don't
They
need to.
they didn't have the engage, but they just counter engaged so well every time with the global ult.
Right. Yeah, I mean I do agree that they didn't have the opportunity to use those global ultimates because Black had the better, I guess, engage and fight comp.
Yeah.
It was more of like a backup plan to have those ultimates in their back pocket.
And now we will see a second game. Um, I still think there's one ban being taken off of Black, but they will get a few more bans. So that will be good for them.
Right. Which I mean, I still think they had a pretty decent champion select. I mean, they had the right idea. They just couldn't really do anything against the York, I think was the bottom line.
Yeah. They could not do much against the Yorick, and they did build a lot of like they built so much armor penetration, but we're not able to penetrate any of that armor, and we're not able to stop his life steal enough for
Right.
it.
And the lack of AP did hurt them a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So maybe do you think they will try and change it up this match?
Probably. I think they'll probably try and put, an AP caster in the mid lane. I don't think they'll go
Yeah,
for the Yone again. As much as he did do well.
really pull through. He just did not pull through enough,
And I don't
and
even think it was his fault. I think it was just
I do not think
a
so. But
Yeah, I think it was just the how the composition worked out. I mean, it's just Gray had a game plan and they executed it. It
yeah,
was,
they needed
it
some
really
base
it really wasn't on
gain if
Canadians.
they wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
they're
needed
like, we'll
gain.
pick the fights that we want. When we and there was a couple times where they that Gray was playing on the back foot. When
Yeah,
someone got engaged on that, the Nocturne had to ult, they had to TF
I
ult.
mean, they picked the fights that they wanted to, but, like, the fights that they didn't pick, most of the time, they were able to escape. They had really good, like, disengage as well as re-engage. So
Right.
they were able to win the fights that they re-engaged and were able to disengage the fights that they didn't wanna
Yeah, I
fight.
definitely think the Braum helped in that aspect for the
Yeah,
disengage. I think that was really good.
definitely, and, like, the only death like, the Yorick was caught out that one time, but him getting caught out by the Yone that one time also gave his team Baron,
Right.
which
Well,
unfortunately
and
he
they
definitely
wasted
worth it.
so many resources to kill the
Yeah,
York. They
they
wasted
really did.
at least 3 ultimates, and then, while they were killing the York, it's like, well, I guess I'll just do Baron, and, they did lose the Nocturne, after taking Baron, but they still had 3 people with Baron that they were able to, I believe they took a mid turret, that's that tier 2 turret, so,
Yeah.
they were able to capitalize on a little bit of gold from that Baron and I think they also got obviously a lot of top prio with the Yorick.
Yeah, despite the fact that we did not think the York would have that much top prio, I think a lot went into the favor of Persona. The set just had quite a few misplays, and it was unfortunate.
Right. Also, looks like a hottest cashier petition for all casters must have webcams so we can see their beautiful faces. I mean, you right. I try to be
No.
as pretty as possible. I put on my game face for this game, so I guess you know, Georgia,
Mhm.
get with the program.
Yeah, maybe one day, but,
Maybe one day. Yeah, I guess we'll see Wookie's face.
yeah, we do see
He'll
Wiki's
pop
face.
in. Love it. I
Yeah.
mean, you will see me and both Ryline's beautiful tomorrow. Uh, for Team Green, and I apologize, I forget the other team that they're playing, but
Team
uh,
Lilac.
Lilac. I always That's such an interesting color. I always
I
forget.
know, it's so pretty.
Oh, we love it. I mean, nah, nah, lilac. Absolutely.
But yeah, Wookie is hosting this time, so thank you for hosting it. Wookie, you did a great job
Yes,
with
thank you, Wookie,
the
for
camera last time.
dealing with all of our shenanigans.
And the predictions are actually on time, and I'm sure the MVP poll will be a lot better. So
Yeah, I mean, I will say it's very hard to contest who is MVP of that game.
yeah, it is. Like there are a
We
few
will
arguments for
see
other
if
people.
Persona can, if they get the 2-0, that if Persona
Mhm.
can hard carry this game as well to lock in that MVP.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to see. But
Yeah.
I always feel bad for the people that do really, really good the first game because
Uh-huh.
I feel like everyone forgets about their performance. And
Oh, I
like
won't
it's
forget.
whatever the second
I mean, as a previous top laner myself,
Mhm.
losing all the glory, um, everyone always gives the MVP to the ADC or the jungler, but like, what about those top laners? Like, what about our wonderful top laners that do so much for us and put
Yeah.
their lives on the line constantly?
I mean, you can say that about a lot of the supports. You can say that about the jungle.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
I think everyone, honestly, they all have their MVP plays that they could be deserving of
Right.
MVP. It's
Yeah. No,
just
it was definitely Persona that game.
whoever looked prettiest at the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue just because Persona is like, I'm okay. You're taking Dragon, cool. I'll take your Nexus.
Yeah.
Deuces. Have fun. And it was disgusting because he's like, there's 3 people here. I don't give a damn. I am going to take
Yeah,
Nexus.
like, the Yone, like, TP back, but the Yone
Sin
was, like,
Yone,
up in
Sin
the
Set. I
middle.
don't care. I'm gonna take your Nexus. I don't care.
Mhm. And, like, he continued fighting the Nunu, but the Yone had to tend to the minions, but the minions were too much, and
Right?
overall
Well, and I think the Yorick ultimate. I forget her name, but Bastion on the Nexus as well. So did not care.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Maiden? Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I'd say TF did his best. 100 CS down.
Yeah, the TF did his job really, I think. Like, Yone's a really hard matchup for a lot of people, and I think it's a pretty hard matchup for TF. I don't play either of the champs, so I don't know. But I think he did his job. He followed up, he hit the stun cards. Like, I definitely think he had a few in place where, like, especially that one time where he walked back into River into that Yone and just gave him a kill. I think if anyone was throwing, I think it was it might have been that play right there. Was if that Yone was able to do something with that kill that he got, it would have been bad. I think Primus is dying again maybe. So I guess I will continue to talk for a little bit. Um Oh, is he back? No.
Yeah. No. My internet is.
Back. All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. No. My internet is. I don't know.
Monopolize that discourse. That is like
Me and Kyle, that set have the same internet, and it just decides to randomly shut off.
Yeah,
It
I
is what
mean,
it is.
you got to show off that internet you play on,
Yeah,
Like
I have AT&T like the fiber. You think it would be good, but we actually I
they're
think
also
we looked it up. Like I had like the like scanner on like like dead zones in my apartment. They're
Mhm.
only in my room. It's just all red. So
Yeah, it's always in the worst spots.
oh yeah, no, it's red all over my room. Everyone in the house is fine. So uh but luckily, it only goes out for like a little bit. I
Yeah,
think most time for solo queue it's fine, but uh, my solo queue isn't good anyways, so like my internet doesn't affect it. I'm just I don't play solo queue to win, obviously.
yeah, who plays solo queue to win? Do you have a bunk bed? Is that what that is? I think it's
No,
just
it's just a
a
very
bed.
high bed.
Yeah.
So I ordered it on Amazon, and my bed frame is just really high with a
Mhm.
box spring. So
It gets pretty high.
yeah, I did used to have a bunk bed. I have a twin sister, so we did bunk bed it up.
Oh my god, you're a twin? You have a twin sister?
Yeah, she's okay,
Cool.
but I do, yeah.
You'll have to get her to come on one time. We have to.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Are you guys identical or the other one's
So
fraternal?
actually, when it's a opposite gender twin, they're always fraternal.
Oh, I mean that would make sense, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess to verge from league talk, to talk about the science of twins, um, identical twins are basically twins that came from the same egg that split, and fraternal twins are in two different eggs at the same time. Fun fact.
Mhm. All right. I don't know how much Twitch allows us to talk about it, but
Probably not, but I mean, uh, on the second game, you might as well get into drop some knowledge on some science
yeah.
facts.
See, look, if I turn my camera on, they're gonna overanalyze my room, like what they're
See, that's
doing.
how I made sure that my room was like at least for the angle that the webcam was. I was like, okay, it has to look good. We're not gonna look at the rest of my room. Absolutely not.
Yeah, what's wrong with the rest of it? Is it a
Don't
mess?
ask questions. Don't ask questions.
All up.
There's some laundry that needs to be done, but it's okay.
All right, but I mean, I think the draft will get on sometime soon.
Yeah, it looks. I don't see a draft made. It's in it. The rest of my room is in another dimension. Right, exactly. Yeah. He's got three walls and ceiling in front of a camera.
You
Yeah,
can't
I
even see the
guess.
ceiling. How do you know he has a ceiling?
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I don't have a ceiling. It's just I look at the beautiful bright Texas sky every night. I live
Texas
out.
is. There's
Well,
so many Texas. Uh oh, he's gone again. Um, um. Oh, if you were blind. I was like, that question looks really hard for him to answer, but I don't know if he'll even be able to read it right now since he is a little disconnected. Those dead spots in I think the dead spots in his room are the MVPs for his internet, I guess. um the pro draft is I do not think they've started the pro draft yet. It should be starting soon, but they're continuing to have a few problems. A Wookiee got a cameo. Hey Wookie, you wanna do a cameo? Oh, Primus is back? Oh, Primus is gone. Alright. Um, well, hello everyone. Um, how's everyone's day going? um, hopefully this next game will get on soon. This is definitely a long cast. You can mail things to each other's rooms. um, I should stop saying that's good. Oh my god! Has anyone seen teacup piglets? I love teacup piglets. But like you have to go to like specific websites to get teacup piglets. Does someone want to buy me a teacup piglet? Um I'm doing pretty good. I had a good day. Teacup piglets? I don't know how expensive they are. I think it depends where you get them. So like if you get really good like bread ones or something, then like uh if you like because there's like specific ways to breed them in order to like breed them properly. Yeah, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to buy me a teacup piglet. I'm sure my parents will be very happy. Honestly,
Georgia, can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Yeah, the funny thing is I could hear you the entire time. Was ugh,
Yeah.
hate it here. My hmm. My apartment's like, yeah, you can't have internet. Absolutely not. To answer the question, if I were blind, how would you personally ask for food? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, just give me some water and I'll figure it out. I guess is my best answer. Um, maybe I can figure out how to work DoorDash while blind.
I mean, if it's just pencil and paper, then you can, or wait, if you're blind, then
I
you
can
can
write blind.
ask the person beside you.
I can definitely figure that out.
I would just have friends. Problem solved.
Friends, who has friends? I play League of Legends.
True. I mean, just make friends on League. I'm sure there's like that 1% of people that are nice, and you can find one of them.
I don't know. When I played on Team Cup Gold Green, I was they were my friends. I was I was the butt of everyone's jokes. What do you mean? No, I'm kidding.
1,200?
I love Team Gold Green. I'm excited for the game tomorrow. But
Yeah. I remember looking up teacup piglets. Yeah, I think they are like slightly expensive, but they're so cute.
oh, I totally understand that because we just bought a corgi about a month ago, and oh my
Oh,
god, those are
really?
expensive.
Wait, can you
I think
corgi
like a
this
typical corgi
video?
is like
I
two
want to
thousand
see your
dollars.
corgi. Can you post it in the pets chat?
There's a pets chat. What?
Yeah, it's in the casual. We need to see the corgi.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely. Her name's Bella. She is a very large burnt piece of toast.
Burnt piece of toast.
Yeah,
Oh, and the draft
she's
is
chunky.
starting. Finally
Wow,
getting.
stacks. A French bulldog is $6,000.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
I think I got beat a little bit.
Um.
But teacup pigs are also cute. But yeah, it looks like we're draft is underway. Enough shenanigans.
Yes, but I am kind of lost. I don't know. It looks like there are two different drafts going on
Oh,
because gray is banning on one and black is banning on another one. So I think
interesting.
there is a bit of confusion here.
Yeah, yeah, I see. I also see two different ones.
Yeah,
Black
either
did
way,
get
I
a
think.
first ban. I don't know if they're still losing a ban.
Um.
Yep.
Okay, it looks like they're both on the same page now.
Okay, so I
So
think
we
that
got.
might be the official. They lose the first ban. Rick.
They have the Yumi, Timo, and Yone bands.
So they got rid of the Yone. So they probably
Mhm.
will go with that AP mid caster on the side of
Yeah,
black.
and then Yorick band. They do not want to see the Yorick again.
I mean, I don't blame them. That Lily won Gray the game. So
Yeah, Yorick and Caston.
Cassidy ban though.
I mean, I think the Caston ban is very well deserved because I think husband versus wife is a pretty good Cassidon.
Okay.
First pick Sejuani. I mean, Sejuani is a pretty good jungler right now. I wouldn't say she's favored by the meta or unfavored. I think she's
Yeah.
a
So
little
instead of going for
fun.
that engage, heavy AD
Mhm.
Nocturne, they're like, let's just put a beefy front line first
And
pick.
they're back on the Samira
Yeah, the
Leona
Samir
to
and the
say,
Leona. They're just going.
hey,
They're very confident in that lane.
uh huh. I think they're like, hey, if there's no Yorick, we can win this lane. But and it looks like it might be a Zaya pick from Gray. Will they do the husband wife duo? Zaya Rakan
Oh,
and
I already know that
Leona Samira.
even if husband wife is in the mid lane, he's gonna get shit for a Zyrecon lane. He's not even the one playing it. Yep, there it is.
Husband versus wife. And the Trundle pick going. I think they're trying to take it away from Persona. They do not want Persona on that Trundle.
Right. Yeah,
TF.
they did ban it in the first game.
They
So I think
did.
they just don't want to see it. And then there's the TF ban.
And Trundle
Um,
is a good Sejuani counter. So I think it is very good that they were able to pick it up.
right.
Tryndamere ban and TF ban as well. Nar ban. They don't want Persona. Two bans for Persona and two bans for husband versus wife. You can see where their priority lies.
I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, especially obviously this second round, it's a pretty standard. You know, pick up the jungle and the bot
Yeah.
lane in the first round, and then mid top counter in the second
Yeah, you
round.
definitely want a little more freedom with the mid and top because those can be some of the heavier weighted picks. And it looks like it might be Cho'Gath. I'm assuming that is top, and then the Trundle is going jungle.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
have
It,
to
it
see
does. It does look
on
like a Trundle jungle.
yeah, and Gray did ban Galio, so we are just
I'm
waiting.
assuming that Gray is. I mean, they're gonna have to pit top mid no matter what, and then
Anivia.
Black is gonna get the mid counter. Is what they're looking for.
So they do have a bird comp. I do like the theme.
Bird and Ice comp. Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah. And we'll have to see what they respond with this top lane pick into the Cho'Gath. What does Persona want to play? Will he continue being the MVP?
He might go another tank top just to match the Leon and Cho'Gath, but it
Set.
might not be best against the Trundle, and obviously the Cho'Gath ultimate
I think Set is
also
a
does
really
2
good
damage.
idea. Since if that Cho'Gath does happen to get very strong, then he will be kind of detrimental to the rest of
Yeah,
his team.
easy target for that set ultimate, right?
But now we see a Kale. So is it going to be? I mean, they could technically flex the lane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this kill's gonna go mid.
Yeah, it could be Kale mid or it could be mid.
It is possible for the Nivea does outrange the Kale early,
Yeah.
especially pre six. So we might see that that icy gank coming in for the Nivea Sejuani locking on the Kale pre six. So we'll see how that turns out. But how do you feel about the Zaya Rakan versus the Esmer Leona?
I mean, I think it's really hard to say. I think Zaya has a lot of scaling, but Samira also has a lot of scaling on her side, as long as there isn't too much X. Um, I think Zaya Rakan is a more lethal lane in general, just because of the synergy that they have together. But
Right,
Leona Samira
husband
is
wife, right?
very scary. If they can pull it off a little bit better this time and able to get the prio at the start that the Leona should garner, I do think it can be a one lane for the Samira Leona.
I definitely think the early game is going to be a focus on the bot lane.
But now this time, I think Gray wins in the CC battle.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean,
So they do have
the
quite a
only
bit
real
to
CC
lock
on
down
the side of Black is that Leona,
the
whereas
Leona and the
yeah,
Cho'Gath Airborne. But
yeah,
so they have
the
a lot
silence and the
more.
knockup.
They have a lot more to lock down the Samira this time. I think they really punished it.
More of a dog person, huh?
Right, I agree, and especially like I think they're able to. I think the Anivia is pretty good in a Trundle because you know when the Trundle pillar comes out, Leona can come back with the wall and keep
Yeah.
Trundle away.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. But Wall does not top PPS. Wall does not top everything, but um, it's at least something to counter the Trundle
Yeah.
ganks. But I think as soon as Anivia gets locked down and Kale, you know, hits that level 11, that it'll definitely swing back into Great Black's favor on the mid side at least.
Mhm. They definitely need to like try and lock down some of the prime targets
hmm
and keep the Zaya alive because
Yeah,
the
I
Zaya
definitely think
gives
that
them a lot of the damage.
right. I definitely think that the Gray needs to win the early game.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, Black definitely outscales pretty hard. With
hmm
that Smear and Kale and Cho'Gath.
I think the only way that they will not be outscaled is if that set manages to throw that Cho'Gath and basically
hmm
kill their scaling targets.
Yeah, that's if he gets one good ultimate. I mean, that's good. That's definitely swings
As
the
you
fight
wish.
into the favor of Gray.
Yeah. One good ultimate could
That's all it
change.
takes.
Yeah.
Now, how he has to angle it perfectly. I mean, I've played a lot of set myself, and it's not always easy to get that perfect angle. Because even if you do ult the Cho'Gath, you still have to land it onto their team. So
Yeah.
it is on Black's side to be cognizant of where the set and Cho'Gath are, and to avoid the possibility of them getting ulted on by that set.
Hmm. And I think the predictions should be starting pretty soon here, since they are going into the in-game draft. But yeah, I do think that they will have a lot of scaling potential with the Gale.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Gray really can't let this, you know, go late because I don't think that they win unless they're just super ahead.
I mean, level 16 Kale is just,
Disgusting, right?
yeah, dominates it all. But
Well, yeah, and also you got to think about late game when Cho'Gath is at 10 stacks in front
yeah,
of a Kale.
definitely. Yeah, set. I think a lot of it also falls onto Persona this time. And I do think Rakan ult is going to be very good here. Like if
Right.
he can Rakan ult while they are in the Anivia ult, then they can get a lot of damage down onto the
Mhm.
full team during a fight. Like I think they might have the team comp
Mhm.
for fights. I think it's more in Gray's favor this time. So we will have to see if
Yeah.
they are able to 2-well this.
Yeah. I mean, it really comes down to can Gray lock down the carries in that early mid game. Because if they don't, and Black runs and gets to that mid late game, then I think that Black has it for at least for the late game. Um, Early
Yeah,
game, I'm definitely gonna be looking at bot lane.
definitely.
Obviously they had that disengage with the Braum last game for that Leona pick.
Yeah,
But Rakan doesn't
disengage
have
is
as
a bit
much
harder.
disengage.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a lot of re-engage potential though, with the Rakan Airborne and the Zaya can pull back those feathers and make it a bit more lethal.
Yeah, no, Zaya definitely has that execute, and if Samira gets too spicy, and then burns all of her cooldowns and jumps in with her E,
Hmm.
and then especially if Zaya's sick, Samira jumps in, and it's
Yeah,
like Zaya's like, just kidding, I'm just gonna ult away, and then
yeah. The only
drop the
it is
feathers.
kind of scary going Zaya into Samira because the Samira Windwall can block those feathers, and that is like
Right.
all of Zaya's damage. Like if she can't get a successful pull with the feathers, then
Hmm.
it's a lot more volatile.
Yeah, which I mean that is on a 20-25 second cooldown, so Zaya does have to watch for when that
Yeah,
Samira
as long
uses
as
her
she times
W.
it right, it shouldn't be that bad, but
Right.
it is also something that could happen in some of these fights if she is not thinking about it.
Yeah, Snacks. Looks like there's not that many predictions for Black, so we're at 85% uh wins for Gray. So
It looks like Black is the underdog in the fight.
yeah, 1 to 6 odds of Black winning. So if you do vote for Black, you are getting, and they win, you're getting a nice payout on points for the stream. So
Encouraging gambling. Tisk tisk.
yeah, which I mean, Black does have to win this. Obviously, if Gray
Yeah,
wins this,
it's the
they win the
game.
series. So
Yeah, so we will see if they are able to pull a win here, or if Gray will pull a 2-0,
yeah,
which,
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good on at least. I really think this one's hit or miss on how we play the early game. I think that's really
yeah,
just going to determine the game. Um,
definitely.
I still think that it's definitely going to be can Black get to late, and it's definitely in the favor of Gray, 100%.
Yeah. Do you think either of these teams are going to invade? I mean, last time, despite the fact they had a Leona, they still did a pretty safe 5.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Black has that good of an invade.
Hmm.
Um, Other than the Leona Samira,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I really never know if a team wants to invade because I mean that's and
Yeah,
in
it's
my
really a
personal
lot of.
opinion, whenever I play, I always say uh the question is not if we're gonna invade, it's how we're gonna invade, and that's how we that's how
Mhm.
I like to play. But
Yeah.
um I think this might be just a 5-5, sit in the brush and ward and watch. I
I do.
don't think there's gonna be an invade, but if there is, I'm always about it. Give me the
I think
spiciness. I want to see the
Gray likes
shenanigans.
for synergy because they have the two Freljord champs, and then they also have the 3 champs from I don't even why can't I remember its name? I literally just had it.
Ionia?
No, they're all from Rakana, Zaya, and Set are from the same nation, but I don't remember what.
No, it's not Demacia.
It's not one of the main ones. I think it starts with a V. I don't know. Anyways, where's that?
Anyways, enough lore stuff. Let's get into it. I will say I love the synergy in the bot lane, both going Samsung Galaxy skins and the Zyricon. I think their synergy is at peak levels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Wookie said
Stallion, yeah.
Vistayan?
Stallion, yeah.
That sounds right. We're gonna go with that. Same hairdresser, PPS. Yep.
They
It
will go
looks
for
like
a
it's
safe
like I
bet.
said, they're just going 5-5, watching
Yeah,
the other team. I don't think they're going for it.
no.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we do see invades, they're always kind of scary. Like,
Oh, I love it.
whenever they invade, like sometimes I remember there's an invade where like a
I love the
Tristana
invade.
got a
Even as a
clutch
fan ride.
kill. Yeah.
That actually did happen in one of my games on Team Green. We invaded and got a triple kill onto our ADC Tristana,
Yeah.
which is the last thing that you want for the enemy team.
I mean, a triple kill on anyone is so scary, even if
Right,
it's
but I mean, especially for Tristana, you give her gold and it's just disgusting.
hmm
But I definitely would say the same for Samira. Give her items and
yeah.
scary.
Like, imagine if the kill got a triple kill. It looks like
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will say pre-6, that's not the worst. Uh, there's not as much that she can do with that early game. But yeah, give her 3 kills at 5-6 minutes. It's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like husband and wife is playing a little aggressive in this lane, which I would do as well against the Kale.
Kinda have to. Like, Kale's gonna outscale you no
Yeah,
matter what.
you cannot let the Kale farm.
Yeah, no. And it looks like junglers started on opposite sides, so they will not be contesting the same scuttle.
Yeah, Eternal started red side, so
Yeah. Husband versus wife went for the ignite again. I guess he just really wants prio onto the scale. Doesn't want to let the scale farm up, and the ignite is always extra pressure.
right. I mean, I would like to see the teleport just because I think, especially with their team comp, they should be playing for that early game, and they should be trying to TP and top or bot, but
Yeah, like, I guess we'll just have to see if the ignite comes into use in order to decide whether it was worth it or not.
yeah. And it looks like the Shogath is winning the trades against the set, which
Yeah. I mean, the
what
set
he
has
wants
a
to
lot more
see.
healing though, so. Well, I guess Cho'Gath does have grasp.
Yeah, I mean they both. I mean it's a wet noodle fight top lane because
Yeah, I don't
you
think
got
they're ever gonna.
both of their passives give them health back. The set passive gives them higher regen, and the Cho'Gath passive, every time he hits a minion, he gets health back. So they're gonna hate each other and then just heal it back up. But the Sejuani is coming in for a gank, but Set did miss the Persona did miss the E, but they did force the Cho'Gath flash.
And maybe? No, they will not go for the kill. He's
Yeah,
forced the flash and probably TP here.
Yeah, Set did not have the grit to get any damage on his W, so I don't think he had kill potential there. But they did force the flash, and yeah, probably there's the TP.
Yes.
All right, let's look at the CS. Oh, wow. So Kale is actually winning in CS at the moment.
I think, yeah, husband versus wife probably is just trying to go a bit too aggressive and focus.
Is because husband versus wife is spending a lot of time trying to. The Eternal is coming by. They have vision on him, but I don't. Okay, the Rakan does stop him, but the pillar will. Yep, and then there's the.
Leona.
Leona
Zaya
follow through,
is the
flash.
first flash, and so is Kodak Mac. A really good route,
Wow,
but
the,
it's
the
really not get any.
triple stun coming from Hottest.
Cashier pulling through. And I mean, they're all pretty low, so they might be able to get something
Yeah,
off
I
it.
mean, and then
But it
the
looks like
Leona
it
goes
might
back
be
in.
favor.
I
Sejuani is
think they actually just get a triple kill here.
First blood going down to the Leona, but Zaya is looking to get a few more kills off this. They're all
Actually, I
very
think.
low.
Oh, that was a really good
good
route.
flash.
I don't think the Sejuani wins here. I think she just gotta run away, and they just go for the the 2 for 2.
It was a 2 for 2, both junglers coming in, but not dying.
Yeah, I will say the Leona probably should have stuck on the Xayah, and it would have been a triple kill. Because the Xayah was able to get away and have another E or
Oh
two.
no! Carry Bear! Carry Bear
Oh,
dies.
the execution! You hate to see it. Trying to hold that wave for the bot lane, and you just get a quicker back. That's what happened.
Quicker back.
Yeah, it was calculated, you know? Why hit B when you could just die to minions?
And it looks like they will try and get Prio on this drag, which is not what Gray wants.
Yeah, and in last game, the early drag prio went to Gray, so...
Yeah, and this time it is definitely turning. Trundle is here to finish it off with his smite, and it looks like they will get the
and
drag.
that's a very early, 6-minute drag. So, good on the side of Black. Gray does have a slight gold lead, which I think is just from pretty much the CS in the top lane. I mean, Set is Persona is just having a great time. 44 CS to 19 at the moment.
Yeah,
just
he's
bowling this Shogath.
Showing off his prowess. He hasn't lost it. It's not the stun Yorick.
I mean, we all know Set is the Chad in the top lane. So
Yeah,
I'm glad that Persona can idolize or be exactly who he's meant to be. That is a very dead. Just
caught out, but not.
Just kidding. Yeah, I mean the wall and the flash saved the Nivea. I thought that was a dead Nivea, but
No.
the Sejuani came for the assist.
And Kale was forced to use ult there. So, Nivea has no flash or ignite, but Kale has no ult. I mean, the Sejuani is coming in for a lot of saves, but he might be saving himself. Never mind. Trundle backs off. A really good stun onto the Kale. Kale's very low, probably forced to back, but she does not have TP, so she's losing more and more CS. The top lane CS has kind of been caught up, but a really good airborne by Kodak Mac, but no follow-up from his ADC. And they will both back in the bot lane. Taking their about 8 CS lead. So Anivia is getting a plate here for the Kale, punishing the Kale for that back and using her TP previously. The Cho'Gath is a very low mana, so he will probably not be able to collect a lot of this wave unless he's able to auto-attack it. It looks like Primus is gone, but he might be coming back soon.
I think.
And,
maybe.
hello!
Yeah, internet diff. It is what it is, but I am here. Sorry for the internet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like Cho'Gath has caught up in farm a little bit. I mean, he's still down almost 20 CS, but
Yeah.
doing his best. But yeah, Persona's just bullying him.
He is down a TP, so
yeah.
Zed does have TP, so if some fight happens to go on, that he'll be able to TP.
Right, and I don't have the time on the drag, but that might come into play if Persona's able to TP for the drag. But they are taking Rift, so.
But it does look like Samira will be ulting before they are able to get the ult off. Hottest Cashier is stunned. But
yeah, I think bot lane's just dead. I think the gray bot lane's just dead here. Yeah. The Samira Leona is just too strong.
I think the engage by Kodak, he needed to airborne both of the targets rather than just one if he wanted to get something there. And
Right.
they were trying to go for more of a sneaky play with them hiding in the bushes, but Kodak
Yeah.
revealed them, and in the end they lose the fight.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely
Samira was
did
able to
not pan
combo
out for them.
properly.
Yeah, he did only knock up the Leona, and that I think I agree. Like that was not ideal for them. Got a little too greedy.
Yeah, and Samira ulted before Zaya was able to get her
Yeah,
ult off.
Zaya was also not
She was
able
to
to
the
pull her
feather.
feathers in, which I think
Yeah,
was also a factor.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Because
Samira
of
did
like
dodge the.
punished getting pushed up, but maybe
Yeah,
not punished. Oh, Trundle's forced to flash over the wall, and he does kill. Kale does get killed in trading
wow.
for husband versus wife, which is very good for him.
Yeah, I mean they burned Leona ultimate, they burned the Trundle flash, they
Yeah,
burned the
lot
Kale ultimate. So the husband, that was really worth it. Honestly, he got the 1-for-1. Kale didn't even get the kill, and they burned so much for it. And Drag is coming up soon,
drag is coming
so
up in 24 seconds. So we will have to see if they are able to play it out properly and win that drag fight.
yeah, I mean they definitely burned a lot for that Anivia kill.
Carry Bear is sitting in a bot bush, hoping to catch him out, and the ult does go onto the Samira. She is forced to flash. Reconnell catching the Samira out as well.
Yeah,
as the
but they just
Samira
have
dies.
so much lockdown for the Samira. She's just dead.
Yeah, Carry Bear forced to flash out a turret, and it looks like Kodak is going to fall as well. Hottest Cashier caught out a little bit. Persona TPing
But
wrong.
really good counterplay by Gray here.
Yeah.
They lost the
They
Samira, but
get a
then they take the rest of the bot lane.
They took the rest of the bot lane because I think they took a few too many turret shots. They were just a bit over-ambitious. But Rift will be placed bot.
Yeah, and I believe Sejuani got stunned under turret, and yeah, that's why the Sedge took so many tower shots.
First turret going to Gray, which is in their favor, and it looks like they might be trying to take drag as well.
Yeah, they still have a slight gold lead, and yeah, they have that drag prio. I mean, all the ultimates on Trundle, Kale, and Leon are still coming up from that mid fight, so they do have that mid prio, or excuse me, that drag prio.
And it looks like Cho'Gath might be able to get 2 plates off this, which might make his lane a lot more difficult. Kodak is top, trying to maybe do something into this Trundle, but Trundle is just
misses the
continually
knockup.
following
Kind
back-
of,
here to back him
yeah,
up
he's kind of
versus
trapped him
White.
into the, baited him into the Anivia, and
But
they,
able to get out,
the
maybe.
blast cone saved the Trundle. Wow.
5 people top.
What?
As,
Gray was the one that used that blast cone. Am I right? Like, or did the Trundle hit it? I didn't see, but really
5
bad misplay on Gray if they were the ones that took the blast cone to get Trundle out.
Yeah, and the bot lane's able to get probably 2 plates here as well. So they're just giving away basically free plates, which is not what they do not want that gold.
And from that, Black now has a small gold lead. So
they did take first turret, but they do have 2 kills up on them.
Right. And majority of that gold is on that Trundle.
They might get caught out here bot lane. Exhaust is used on Samira, airborne, and on ult.
Yeah, they just have so much lockdown on that Samira. She can't even move, essentially.
And Persona ulting the Leona, getting 2 kills bot lane.
Yeah,
very good.
the Persona diff, once again.
Yeah, they definitely were pushed up a little too far for not having vision. Like, sure, they were all top side, but...
Yeah, no, Gray definitely did have that pink ward on try, and then, Black just didn't have any river vision. And I think they were a little too comfortable because they saw the Xayah top lane. They did not expect 3 members to go bot.
Definitely.
I think they expected the Rakan to be top as well, which is why they were so comfortable pushing that lane bot. But surprise, Rakan is bot lane.
Definitely. I think Kodak is doing a pretty good job roaming this game. He does not have level tier 2 boots. And Leona does, but she hasn't been able to catch as many people out as this Rakan.
Yeah, I mean, the Leona, 100% kill participation. Rakan, almost 100% kill participation. can't do math, but you know,
Not
5 out of 6 kill participation on the Rakan.
And all the fights have basically been bot lane. Like,
Yeah.
there was that one fight, but no deaths were for the Trundle and the blue side jungle.
Yeah, I mean, there's that 3v1 mid, and then yeah, other than that, it's really just been bot lane fights.
Yeah. Both ADCs have their mythic now, and Trundle also has his mythic, the Sundar. The Trundle
Yeah.
is kind of fed here.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a big Trundle. Almost matched in CS with the Sejuani, but he does have 4 kills, so...
That's all the farming kills, not minions.
Right, I am curious to see... You know, I'm assuming, you know, Trundle will die. I'm wondering where... I'm hoping that shutdown does go to the Anivia the Xayah. That is a pretty sizable shutdown.
I do think the Anivia is behind, like 20 CS behind the Kale, which is not what you want to see.
Definitely not, especially since that Kale is about to hit level 11.
Yeah,
so...
but she might be dying here as Ignite.
Yep, flash out. But the Ignite will do it.
It was a really good play by husband versus wife. Trapped him in and stunned him, doing a lot
Yeah,
of
as
damage.
we were talking about that CS lead, you know, husband, I guess, heard us and was like, you know, hold my beer. Let me fix this.
And now they will try and get to her, but the Trundle is here, the big Trundle. The stun misses on. The face breaker is used by the set, not able to do anything.
Wow, did the set just not W? Was he he might have been silenced by that Cho'Gath to where he couldn't use that full grit W.
I think he was silenced, and the Nivea wall definitely trapped him in, so just
that was unfortunate set.
I do think that Anivia wall needed to be on the opposite side of the set.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier, is like the Anivia wall is good because I think it would have been good to stop the Trundle, but I think at that very second when Trundle engaged, it was on cooldown, that they couldn't stop the engage, because that would have been a really good wall to, you know, prevent the Trundle and the Cho'Gath from getting to them, but I just don't think that the Anivia had it, and Trundle was just able to throw that pillar down, slow them, and just hop on them. The Anivia didn't go down, but the set will be slower to get to this Drake. He does have TP, but he's just going to run towards it, and it looks like he's going for a flank right now. He's in that bottom tri-brush. So they probably will go for an engage, and set will try and...
Throws the Leona in.
Yeah.
The settle
doesn't really get anyone, but there's a lot of AoE in that pit, but...
Mira getting Kale ulted and ulting herself, doing a lot of damage. Trundle forced to flash out, and it looks like Care Bear will as well. Persona trying to live now that he knows he doesn't have flash.
Yeah, I mean, we're at that mid-game Kale.
Kale
you know,
is doing quite a bit of damage, getting a double.
She doesn't have a completed item, but she does have that level 11, that empowered auto.
Yeah.
And ulting the Samira, yeah, that was just...
Ulting the Samira is very big.
Yeah. Samira could just
for that ult.
do everything. I mean, Samira did fall down, but I definitely think they had a lot of damage in the pit, but they weren't able to do anything about the Kale and Samira on the side of the carries. So Black did get that Drake, and
Trundle got out alive, barely. He flashed over the wall and was able to live.
Yeah, now he's up to a 500 gold shutdown. Hate to see it.
5-0.
Yeah, and as chat has said, Cho'Gath is now even in CS with the set.
Yeah, so set did do a lot for the bot lane, but I don't think... I mean, he does have to throw this Cho'Gath in the right direction if he wants to get anything out of.
Yeah, and I like I said, like I think that the side of Black does have the better mid to late game. I don't think that Gray did enough early game to get a lead to...
Lots of damage onto the Kale. Half helping it.
Right. Rakan clearing the pink on Drag Pit.
And getting a lot of vision into their blue side jungle.
Yeah, I will say the vision is definitely on the side of Gray at the moment. It looks like there's only 1 or 2 wards out for Black.
Yeah.
But there's nothing up right now. I think they're just pushing out lanes, so...
Yeah,
vision isn't as important. There's nothing, I don't think, coming up. Obviously, Baron coming up in a minute, so they'll probably play for that in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But I think Black is gonna be more worried about that third Drake to get soul point.
And it does look like they are very even in gold, like only 100 up in Gray's favor. So the fights should be somewhat even, but they do have the scaling side. But it looks like Trundle might be get out here, or husband versus wife. As
Yeah, and he didn't have egg. He's just dead. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the kill, they don't have enough damage to kill the Trundle.
But the smite from the LBX Care Bear shutting down the Trundle, but
Yeah.
at what cost? As Kale is on a killing spree.
Yeah,
Samir
they just
also
didn't have enough damage on the
there as well.
Trundle before the kill came out, and then
Yeah,
the damage from Samir and Kale was just too much.
a 3-for-1, but it was a shutdown. But unfortunately, the shutdown went onto the Sejuani, which is not
Yeah, like
you're-
I was worried where that shutdown was gonna go, and that's definitely where you don't want to see it. I would have preferred it on the Anivia or the Xayah, but
looks like they will get a lot of turret damage in return for that fight. Kale in the bot lane and the bot lane in the mid lane.
yeah. And Persona and Cho'Gath are still having that wet noodle fight top. But I don't think at this point Set has any possibility of killing the Cho'Gath now. He's too chunky.
Maybe, I mean, I do think Set has a lot of ability to get rid of some of that chunkiness, but
Right. I just don't think that Cho's probably not going to go for that trade.
Trundle. But the Trundle ults and might be able to live this. Set ult goes down onto the Trundle, as well as Kodak landing the airborne onto him, and that is one dead Trundle.
Yeah,
Two
I mean
deaths.
it took a lot, but they did kill the Trundle. They could potentially look for a Baron here. There is 25 seconds on the Trundle,
Yeah.
but
It is a scary team that they are up against, especially with no Set ult into that Cho'Gath.
right.
has
And
a lot
I did forget the Anivia, like you said, did not take TP, so husband is bot lane. So even though they did kill the Trundle, they are not able to get any drag cryo.
Well, as well as Cho'Gath, as the Sejuani ult hits the Cho'Gath. He has health, but does he have enough health to survive it? Kale
Really good on Kodak to lock down the Samira, but
Samira ult was stacked with the Kale ult, keeping her alive for a while.
yeah, I think that's just a trump card. As soon as Samira goes in with the Kale ult, she's unstoppable.
A really good Leona ult going onto the
Wow, okay, Bird just
not a cashier, but she ults out
on
and
top of the Xayah. Persona trying to 1v4.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll be able to get anything out of this.
Unfortunate situation.
Yeah. I think he should have just recalled and... It is not good for Gray. They are giving up soul point. The third Drake to Black. But I don't think that Persona should have contested that.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
2 picks seemingly going to Gray, but then in the back end of the fight, there was a lot of picks from Black that were able to help them win that fight.
Yeah, and I just think that Cho'Gath was just too tanky. They wasted a lot of their ultimates to lock him down, but I mean even just with his I guess steel plates and Ramble, he was just too big.
He is getting shredded a little bit by the Anivia. The Leandries does do damage.
Right. He doesn't have an EMR, so the Anivia does have to do a lot to this Cho'Gath. Actually, looking on the side of Black, none of them have MR.
Yeah,
So
no.
the Anivia will hurt.
And the Anivia will continue pushing waves into this top side as they prep for Baron.
Possibly. The set does have TP, and they're kind of rocking a 1-3-1 at the moment.
Yeah.
They only have one ward on that Baron, and there still is that red side ward on that backside of Baron.
Yeah. So I think they will have to clear that ward if they have any plans of doing it in the near future.
Yeah. Iceberg did put some vision down on that Baron side. They're just clearing it out. So I think they are looking for that Baron prio.
Yeah. As Kodak Mac is clearing vision in the bot side. Looks like Trundle is starting up the Baron. They do not have vision on it, so they might not have no idea.
Yeah, and Nivea doesn't have TP, so I mean the set could potentially come in, but
they are backing off because they notice that Gray has taken somewhat note of their attempt to start the big beast, the purple lizard.
The purple lizard, right? Yeah, I mean, when, 4 or 5 people, you lose vision of 4 or 5 people and there's a Baron up, it's a very good bet that they are at Baron, so...
Definitely, and they were somewhat low in health. The Leona was half health from tanking that Baron.
Right.
But they will continue to dance around this Baron as both sides do want it.
Yeah, and all of Black did recall, and they're coming back, so...
But
we
it looks
could
like
see a
Persona
fight
might
here.
get caught out here. He ults the Trundle, and Zaya's there to back him up. And a lot of damage going on
Wow,
to him.
yeah. Really good on Persona to survive there. I think they just take Baron here.
Husband versus wife is getting picked out very quickly by that Kale.
He just got blasted.
As the
yeah, and they're just not able to kill the Samira. I mean,
they are not able to kill her. The life steal for so long, and then now it looks like they will be taking Baron. The Samira Kale combo is very overpowered in these
yeah,
fights.
that is nutty. I mean,
like even when they get 2 picks off, they're still winning the fight in the end.
yeah, I mean, with how much they had on the Samira, with the CC and the damage, you thought that she would just die, but
no, that shield bow popped, and then the Kale ult popped, and then she's not
just
dead.
yeah, she just doesn't die, and they just get a Baron here, and then now they can position for that Cloud Soul.
Yeah, I think the face check by husband versus wife was not what they needed. They definitely need.
Yeah, him getting chunked out at the very beginning was not ideal.
They need him to win some of these team fights. I think maybe they're targeting if they target the Kale instead, but I mean then the Kale will just ult herself. So
yeah, I will say that the Kale positioning has been really good.
Yeah, definitely. 7 and 2 Kale and a 6 and 4 Samira are definitely the big threats. That duo. The Kale may as well just be the support.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, like, Kale is still gonna do, as Freak would say, tons of damage. So, like, I mean, she is now level 16, Canadian.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of CS.
she's gonna hurt. Those autos are gonna hurt. She's got the Nashers. She's got the Riftmaker.
Under turret though, as it looks like the Cho'Gath and.
Oh wow!
But it looks like
that Anivia wall was perfect.
And
but they aren't able to kill the Samira.
Yeah, they cannot kill her. She does fall, but at what cost? As the Leona ult goes down and the triple goes down.
Samira Kale just wins. Press the easy button. And Drag's about to be up. We got 30 seconds on the side of Gray. So I'm pretty sure that just is sole point for Black here. We might be looking at a 3-game series. Black is just running away with this. I was kind of worried on the side of Gray, like, can they win early game before Black is able to scale? And so far the answer is no. Now Black has that 5,000 gold lead. They have soul, they have the Cloud Soul. Which the movement speed on Samira and the ultimate is just absolutely gross.
Definitely gonna be scary. The Kale as well, giving her a chance to reposition after ulting the Samira.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for Gray at the moment. This was an 85% prediction on the side of Gray, so all of you that voted for Black, this might be your time to cash out. We will see. It is not over for Gray. They still do have a lot of AP damage on that Anivia without, there is no MR on the side of Black other than, I believe the Iron Solari on Leona has a bit of MR. But other than that, there is 0 MR on the side of Black.
So it is a lot up to husband versus wife, but hasn't been able to get much of the damage.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have a very bad face check and...
And it looks like you're just
insta-killed.
down these turrets with this Baron buff.
Yeah, so they've got 1 turret so far. Black surprisingly only has a 1 turret lead at the moment, for how ahead they are.
Yeah. But they will try and get a few more with this Baron buff.
Yeah, the Anivia husband is doing as much as he can to stop the siege. The Baron buff did time out, but they still do have that Cloud Soul. So
Yeah, they are. They have a lot going now, and it is going to take a lot for them to lose this game. Leona maybe catching up Persona as he tries to go onto the Kale, but is shredded so quickly.
wow, that was. I looked away to look at chat, and I turned back, and Set's just dead.
Yeah, and the Sejuani might be getting caught out, but is not, as husband versus wife places down the storm.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Bully is getting caught out
the
here as
side
well.
of Gray just can't do anything to contest them.
The Empoleon flash there was very much so needed in order to get out of that fight. Maybe if Persona used his, he might have had a chance at living into that Kale.
Yeah, I don't think he expected that burst, but like I said, level 16 Kale, she's got the Rabadons. Canadian is disgusting right now. About to be level 18. Ready. I mean, once again, he's up 100, more than 100 CS on husband. This Kale is ginormous.
And full Magi stacks. Yeah, it's they have to shut down this Kale and lose the game. That's basically aim of the game.
And
right
I honestly don't think they can with Charno, Leona, and Cho'Gath. I don't think they're going to be able to get to this Kale. I think this is just over. The side of Black is positioning for this Baron. They have the Prio. They have. They're getting the vision.
A minute until.
Yeah, Black is stuck at their base.
Wipe out.
Yeah, he's just dead.
He gets
wow, what was that, like 6 autos?
Yeah.
And he's dead. Yeah, that's a free Baron for the side of Black. Set has TP, but I doubt they will contest this. I think
it looks like Rakan might get caught out as well. No, he's able to slip away.
Zaya was there for him to scoodoo on out of there, but yeah, no, this is not looking good for Black.
No. They have to get some sort of
Gray.
in order to win this fight.
I just don't think they have it. They still have 20 seconds on the Anivia.
Two-shotting everything. It's actually kind of satisfying.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is a late game KO as I've ever seen one. Full build, mind you. Like, we're at 30 minutes and the KO is at full build with full Magi stacks. Yeah, there's no way they're gonna kill that KO.
They're trying to hide in this bush, trying to trick them into maybe.
They do have vision on Rakan, Sedge, and Zaya in the mid lane.
But they do decide
but they're just gonna start the Baron because they can.
Very,
very early jump on the Sejuani.
Yeah.
Just dead, just melted.
Yeah.
They did that Baron in about 5 seconds. Rakan's probably dead here. I think the Cho'Gath will get him. Oh, I guess Kale's just gonna TP bot and take that tower. Because Kale also, her autos do disgusting amounts of damage, so that tower is, I'm excited to see. Oh my lord.
Very satisfying.
5 autos and that tower's down.
Husband vs. wife was forced to flash out as Leona caught him out.
Right.
And Honda's Cashier is 3 auto to knock him in a
3
chance
autos.
to live. But Kale does die to husband
They
versus
did
wife.
get, the shutdown went to, I believe the Anivia, which is, I guess, the best scenario, but they just die here, I think.
Still too late. They used a lot positioning-wise in order to kill
Black
that
was
Kale.
just too ahead. They had the Baron, they had the Cloud Soul, they had the gold. Even if they got the Kale.
They're trying, but not able to defend this.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a 5-game series. Or 3-game series.
It does look like it. As Black
Wow,
will
good
take
job,
second.
Black. That was a really good
very well
answer to that first game.
What do you think Gray has to do to play this match differently?
I mean, honestly, just play the same they did that first game. Put Persona on someone that he can carry with. You know, give him something big. You know, like an Aatrox or even if they leave with the York again, that would be interesting. But we shall see.
Definitely. I think, Persona did a pretty good job in denying top lane CS for a lot of that game, but later he just
Yeah, I mean,
was able to use
eventually
that to
Cho'Gath
block.
just becomes too big to be able to burst down, and you can't really bully him after a certain point. After he has enough fee stacks, a few armor items, there's really nothing this I can do to bully him at a point. And I think that the Sejuani should have. There's a lot of bad fights bought, I think, on the side of Gray. They got the Samira and the KL2 fed.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, it just came down to team fighting, and I thought they might have the team fights with the
mhm.
Rakan, the Sejuani, but the team fighting really came down to the Kale ult and Samir ult stacked on top
Yeah,
of each.
that Samira Kale was gross.
It
I mean,
was
because
very disgusting.
Kale wasn't taking any damage, even though she was the one ulting Samira, so she was susceptible to damage. But Canadian just had such good positioning that when he ulted the Samira, that he was not in any danger, and Samira could just do Samira things and slash pew and kill everyone.
Definitely.
Oh, just
And
realized my video is not on. I forgot y'all want to see my beautiful face, and
it
my
looks like
non-bunk bed.
the draft will start pretty soon, getting ready to play this match out.
Yeah, third game. We'll see. This could be a nail biter.
Yeah, a very interesting series so far, very close. I mean, I wouldn't say either of the games were really a stomp. I just think side both times they just outscaled. Game 1 was
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Yoris,
especially that second game.
with
Like, I mean,
yeah.
I just looking at the champions, I knew that Black would just outscale if Gray didn't get a big lead early. The Anivia, I mean, Husband did as much as he could on the Anivia. I think he definitely did the best on the team that game, but there's only so much you can do when you've got Samir and Kale that just can do whatever they want and dive into your team with no regrets.
Yeah, and the Teemo ban coming out, they still don't want to see that Teemo. They still don't want to see that Kassadin. There's a
Gray
Leona ban
finally banned the Leona. I guess they're tired of
instead
seeing
of the
that.
Yumi. Yeah, I think they're a little more accepting into the Yumi since that Leona and the Samira.
Yeah,
They do
they just
not
don't
want
want to see that bot lane again.
no.
Which I will say is smart because I mean they did pick that up in the first round,
Black
both
first picked
games.
Trundle.
Yeah, they obviously just don't want to see Persona on Trundle,
No,
but they want to use those bans on the cast in York.
and I
So
mean the Trundle was like very good last time for Black. I
yeah,
forget
no,
who
that Trundle got a
fully
huge lead early. I think
on.
by the time he died, he had like a 600 gold shutdown because he was like
Yeah,
5-0.
and
Gray
Tristana.
is going for the Tristana. Yeah, I'm assuming they will pick the jungler here. Um, so
Or
we we
support.
s- we shall see what Care Bear will pick.
Carry Bear.
Um, Probably thinking about what to do with the Trundle. It could be possibly a Xinjiao. Oh, they just picked the support. They picked the Thresh. Okay. So it's gonna be a Thresh Tristana in the bot lane. And Black just goes ahead and looks like they're picking up that Cho'Gath early. Um, Black might be going for another scale comp, which worked really well for them in that second game.
And Tristana Thresh doesn't like it slightly scales, but it does not compare to the scaling that they had last.
Definitely not. I mean, definitely not compared to that Kale. I mean, Kale is the epitome of a scale champion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Essentially built into her kit. So they
They
weren't
might pick up
able
the scale
to
again,
stop her.
but instead they pick up the Yumi. I mean, it wasn't banned this time, and I think Ice Bear does have a few games on it, so
Hmm.
it is kind of looking like they will go for a scale pop.
Yeah, I mean, interesting that the Tristana is up and Black did not pick up an ADC. They went ahead and showed their top lane.
In jungle,
So
yeah.
there is a top and possibly mid counter for the side of Gray.
Oh, but they
But
pick up their mid laner. Husband just went
uh,
Rise.
this potentially could be a top lane rise. Um,
I don't think Persona plays Rise.
I don't either, but it could be a flex pit.
It could.
You never
And they
know.
do still have that kale. They don't want any more. I mean,
I
kale
don't blame
Yumi
them. That kale
sounds
was
pretty
gross.
scary.
They just got rid of the kale and smear. They just don't want to see it.
Sejuani ban as well. I mean, Sejuani did really well last game catching people out. And waiting on the ban for Gray.
I just saw chat. Wookie at the end of the last game. Sheesh.
Yeah, and it looks like they will also throw a Yone ban, as Yone did get really fed that first game as well. So
Yeah, they're
throwing bans
definitely
at
targeting Canadian on this
Yan.
end of the ban phase.
And Dinar as well. So we will see what will be picked here. Probably jungler, and then they give top lane counter pick, as Persona has been doing pretty
I
well.
will say that they are probably. I was about to say they will take that top lane because Black already showed the Trinal Cho'Gath, so they're leaving that jungler counter pick. Although the jungler already showed. So I guess there really isn't any room for a counter pick except for the
They
side
do
of
pick
Black.
Nasus, so they do want a scaling comp as well. Nasus Rise. I guess it's just a scaling competition now. Whoever
Yeah,
can
I mean the
scale
Tristana scales really well as well.
better.
But we will see what Black answers in the 80 carry role.
Yeah, leaving their
Going
80
for
carry.
the Ezreal. Okay. Ezreal
Ezreal, you.
Yumi is pretty strong. That will be interesting. If they are gonna have enough burst to kill the Ezreal Yumi. Ezreal
Definitely.
will, shift away. So it really will depend on if they're able to lock him down.
Yeah, which they do have the Thresh to lock him down. And like the Thresh into Ezreal Yumi I think is pretty good. It looks like they will pick up a Ziggs mid lane here.
Yeah,
For
also the
their
early game from Tristana is pretty nutty, so I think that Gray
yeah.
definitely has the early advantage for the bot lane. And a
Yeah,
Master Yi jungle. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
definitely not. That is a lot of scaling going for Grey side. And
Yeah,
they don't
Gray
have
saw Black, you scale. Alright, my turn.
that much to lock the Master Yi down. Like there's not a single stun
Oh
on the
yeah, I mean they have a couple knockups and that's about it.
yeah. So I
I
mean
mean
if Master
Yumi
Yi
ult,
pop
but
off this fight,
pretty sure Master Yi can just Q out of that one. So yeah,
it
I
is
guess this is
definitely
reversed from
looking
last
like
game.
scaling game.
Yeah. Actually, I think on both sides it's just kind of
Yeah,
big
it's
scaling. I
scaling
mean,
game.
Cho'Gath
It's
and Ezreal.
who can scale better.
That is the question. I just don't think there's enough damage on the side of Black. I mean, Ziggs has a little bit of burst, but I mean he's not what you would think of in a high burst mid laner.
Yeah,
I mean they did I guess like buff him, with the quicker um bombs on that recent update. But I don't think there's a lot of damage on the side of Black, so I would honestly give this draft to Gray.
yeah,
As long
I,
as they don't int for the
I
first
must
10
not
minutes, I
fall.
think they just come away with the win.
yeah. I do think that the Nasus and Rise can scale pretty well, and if the Yi gets any kills, then
Yeah, I think
it,
other than the Thresh, they all scale really well. Whereas
Yes, sir.
Ezreal essentially needs items to scale. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of scaling in his kit. He needs that Sunder. He needs the Muramana. Um,
yeah,
so unless if bot lane gets ahead, which I mean Tristana Thresh, that's a very aggressive lane. I don't think that they'll win that 2v2. So it really comes down to can the Trundle and the Cho'Gath protect the Ezreal, which they do have the
and
Yumi, so they do have that
lots of
disengage
healing.
in the heal.
And I mean, Yumi on both of those tanks might be pretty good as well. It'll
Hmm.
be kind of hard to shred the tanks. They do have the Rise for AP damage as well as the rest of them for AD, but
Hmm. Yeah, which it is possible that the Cho'Gath just
I
eventually
feel
is
that
unkillable.
judgment.
So that will be something to look at.
I won't be denied.
I'm gonna quickly get a glass of milk. I will be right back.
I will as well. We'll take a quick break before
The game gets
the game
started.
starts.
back just in time for the game. um, why is it Christmas in my house? Uh-oh.
Because milk and cookies. Wookie's just calling you out.
I just drink all milk all the time. I don't know.
Hey, you're just trying to get strong bones. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good for you.
Yeah,
Trying to
I'm
bulk
trying
up.
to grow taller somehow.
Haya says we need a milk emote.
I would be
And
down.
it's gonna be 100% like about you. I think we need a picture of you drinking milk as an emote. Just a Georgia emote.
High thresh emote? That would be
Oh, I'm
good
about that. The Thresh Prince of Bel Air, we love it.
too.
Yeah, we've got about almost a little bit more than a minute and a half before the game. I don't know. I really think that Gray has the team comp for this.
Yeah, as long as they don't end the early game, I do think that
Yeah,
they should scale
yeah,
hard.
I just don't think that Black has the damage to deal with the scaling on the side of Gray. So,
Mm,
did we already do our predictions or?
yeah, the predictions have been done.
Okay. What was the percentage?
Um, it was 93% to gray and
Wow.
7% to black.
Hey, I mean, it was 85% Gray last game, and we saw how that turned out. So,
They definitely beat them as the underdogs, so
yeah,
we
they
will
have a
see.
chance, but I don't think that they have the same draft as they did last game.
Yeah, I think last game their draft really came together with the Samira and Kale.
Yeah,
That definitely.
evidently Haya put a 6,969 points on Gray. The good old 6969.
hmm
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Haya
Keep it
has
close to Gray
80,000
this
Twitch points. Good for you, bud.
game. I think that Gray could possibly go for an invade, but I don't think they want to risk it because they do have more of the late game
Yeah,
rather than early.
honestly, I think if anyone goes for the invade, it will be Black. They do have to win this early game, so I think they should try and go for it. I mean, Thresh Tristana is really good level 1, so that will be a deterrent.
Difficult. So we will see if they decide to go for
Haya
the safe start as
started from the
usual.
bottom. Now we're here. Evidently, it's a Pokemon Go Fest this weekend. I was not aware of that.
It was not either.
I honestly forget that people still play Pokemon Go.
Um, I
Yeah, we're
think
loading in game. We shall see. I hope there's an invade. I mean, like I've been
no,
saying, I
always.
love the level 1 shenanigans. It's my favorite thing.
This is the third game for all the marbles, so it looks like husband vs wife did go teleport this time, which I think on Rise is the better option. He's not going to be able to kill the Ziggs with
No,
Ignite.
he's going for scaling. He's not going for lane
And,
prio. The Ziggs does outrange him, so he's just gonna be trying to farm under tower, I think.
and in the top lane, Nasus vs Cho'Gath is going to be definitely a scaling combo. I don't really know who wins that earlier. Probably Cho'Gath?
Cho'Gath should win it early just because he has a lot more tools to, I guess, lock down the Nasus. You know, he can silence
Yeah.
him when he goes for uh the empowered Q. You know, he can knock him up. So he probably will try and poke out the Nasus, but I mean, as soon as it hits 8 to 10 minutes, the Nasus just can kind of do what he wants
Yeah, and we are
and
seeing the
just
5 point
keep
both
queuing.
Ziggs
I will
throwing those
say
bombs.
Nasus, if the Master Yi can get a couple good ganks on Cho'Gath, because he probably will. probably have a little bit of a push. Then a couple
It
kills
looks
on
like
Nasus
they
could.
might be trying to get Canadian. A hook lands
Oh
on
wow,
him as he went a little too far forward. 2 flashes, and the Tristana bomb
wow,
gets
and
the
they
first blood.
they
Husband
just
versus
get.
wife get very low.
Yeah, that was a really good thresh hook. Love to see it. They did burn 2 flashes on the side of Gray.
Ignite,
Um,
but
but yeah, they got the first blood. So
they did get the first blood, and that lane will. I mean, the Tristana got the kill. Which
I was about to
is
say the
very
worst case scenario for Black was the Tristana got the kill.
And it did fall to her bomb. And Ziggs does also not have flash, so
Yeah, so not
as
only is the Ezreal and Yuumi already at a disadvantage in the early game against the Tristana Thresh, but Tristana also comes in the lane with a Dorn's Blade and a long sword.
yeah,
So
it was
I hate
definitely
to
a
see
good
that
look
for the
after
Black bot lane.
since he did land the bomb on the rise, but they definitely got him back for being up that far.
Mm-hmm.
I do see that Trundle is maybe trying to go for some earlier, or maybe just clearing that ward there. The junglers are starting on the same side. Oh, it looks like he's invading the Yi, so we'll have to see if he's able
Yeah,
to get it back up.
I think he's
Or
just trying to punish
going
this
behind
rise.
Husband's wife. Yeah, he goes very far into Husband's first wife. Maybe he'll flash for this kill?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, no, he
yeah,
doesn't
no,
need
I mean
to.
the rise did not have flash
Big
because they
kill.
used it in that level 1 fight. So
Yeah, and now it is 1-for-1 in the mid. But the Rise did not get the first kill, so he is quite a bit behind. It was a very good level 2 gank by Empoleon. A good
yeah,
look
no, that
into
was really good.
that Rise out. As you will know that the Yi is not going to be there to respond, since probably just going to power farm for a lot of the game.
Yep, I mean until he hits 6, he's definitely gonna do that. Like I said, the Cho'Gath does have Prio for the first little bit of the game.
And
Just
the
because
Tristana
Nasus
has as
is
well.
very weak early, but it's eventually going to even out, and then it's eventually going to favor the Nasus.
Yuumi is landing the Qs on Kodak as he is half health. And it looks like Yi might be going in here for a gank on Canadian.
Yeah, he's just dead here.
But Yi getting an early kill is very good for Gray.
Yeah, I mean, they have the kills where they want. I mean, the first blood on the Tristana, and then, you know, a kill on Yi at any point is always good.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like the junglers are going for opposing scuttles.
Yeah, I
The
mean, if
junglers-
Black keeps giving kills to this great team, they're going to scale even faster, and it's just not going to look good.
Yeah.
Because I think even, like, 1-for-1 trades are not good for Black. They need to...
They need to be dominant a little
Yeah,
harder.
they need to, you know, get 3-0s, and
and
Yi
the
is
flash
sitting here in the
play.
tri-brush. They are going in. Yeah, and
And
it's just
LDS Gerber gets another kill.
very
And it looks like
hooked
he's
on
trying
the
to get
Ezreal,
through
but
well.
he just shifts away.
Yeah. And shift is used in order to escape, but the Yuumi did fall to the flash play. 2 flashes used again. Thresh is used off cooldown. Or wait, no, Thresh didn't flash the first play. Rise getting
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
He, the only flashes that were used level 1 was the, I believe the Rise and Tristana. But Yi and Thresh did use their flashes in that play. But
Yeah.
they got the kill on Yuumi, so it was a little worth.
I mean, yeah, just a little more pressure in the bot lane. Tristana
Right.
already has a 10 CS lead.
Yeah, and she's got a kill and assist that she hasn't backed yet. I'm assuming she's probably got something like 1,800 gold or
Yeah, quite a decent
somewhere on
amount.
that marker. So probably pretty soon to, you know, she's gonna back for that. I'm assuming Noon Quiver, and Ezra will have to spend that money on his tier. I'm assuming so. Tristana will have an even bigger advantage just because of how Ezreal scales and having to buy that tier.
And it looks like he is trying to start this drag. He is 2-0, already having a bounty at 5 minutes. Carry Bear is doing his job.
Yeah, I have no doubt that Black will not try and contest this.
Yeah, they are quite a bit ahead on the side of the team. Thresh killing the dragon.
Yeah, I mean
One
both mid lanes backed. Yeah, and they had bot prio, so.
And jungle prio.
Right. Just a little bit. That
I mean,
E
trust
with
us, I'm
2 kills and the 150 gold shutdown.
the noodle coming on top with
Yeah, I
so
mean,
Kyle
at this
took a little more
point,
damage this time.
yeah, I mean, at this point, the Nasus can, fight the Cho'Gath. Not doing the best at farming though. Persona is down, 27 CS,
Yeah.
so is getting bullied by the Cho'Gath, but he should be able to. Now that he's level 6, should be able to get some of that back. Trundle is coming up, and Persona does not have vision on that river. He's very extended for how low he is.
And now he is going to ult to try and contest this Trundle and Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I just don't think he gets out of this.
No, but he might get the nope.
I mean, he got the flash from Cho'Gath, but
that is all he'll be able to get. Maybe he'll have to come up there to pay him back.
he was very overextended without having vision on that river.
The ult going bot lane, trying to clear the wave, I assume. It looks like they are going to try and collapse onto this Ziggs, though.
Yeah, has been flashes for the Ziggs. I
Yeah.
don't know if Yi will be able to get there in time.
No, but a lot of damage onto the Ziggs, just for placing an ult bot.
Yeah, so both flashes mid.
Yeah.
Cho'Gath is teleporting back top.
And he
does still have an advantage top lane.
Yi and Thresh taking the enemy red buff at 7 minutes into the game. You do not want your Yi invading the jungle at 7 minutes.
Yeah, no, I definitely think the side. Oh, what a hook!
But it's not going to be able to get much off. Tristana is back.
I mean, honestly, when I play Thresh, I like to throw those hooks just to send a message, just to show that I can.
Yeah.
You gotta let them know what they're up against. Even if there's no follow up, I gotta show that, like, hey, I can hook you when I want to.
Definitely.
Yeah, Wookie is right. Gray said, "How much scaling we need?" Yes. Their entire team just scales. And so far, they're at a 700, 600 gold lead. Not looking good for Black so far. That they're not ahead.
As Persona is trying to get a few hits on this Cho'Gath, punishing him for. I mean, the CS has gone back up quite a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean, Cho'Gath was at almost a 30 CS difference, and it's now 10 CS less. Nasus is able to get a bit more Q farm. I don't know the numbers on its stacks, but I'm sure it's better than it was a few minutes ago.
It does have 63 stacks, so.
Not the best for 9 minutes. As an Nasus player myself, I usually like to be 10 stacks per minute. But that does obviously, as your Q cooldown goes shorter when you build that, when you have your ability haste items, when you go from a 7-second to a 3-second Q cooldown, you obviously get a lot more Q farm. So that will obviously get back up to where he wants it to be. And Cho does win that early, so he's just been poked out. So I think it'll come back towards Nasus' favor pretty soon.
Bot lane was spotted out there. Yeah, the wet needle fight.
It does look like Gray's going for that rift.
Oh, 3 people top with the Rise teleport, but it does not look like Cho'Gath will be caught today. But maybe the rift. I guess coming up in 20 seconds though, so having that many people top.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna take the rift and then probably path towards Drake.
Like they might try and catch Ziggs out here though.
I mean, a very fed Triss versus.
Needed.
Yeah.
No look needed as Ziggs is caught out from behind.
Yeah, that bot lane's just too strong.
They did not pick up the rift though. I think they want a bit more prio on drag.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that Dragon was the play. They still have 3 minutes to get that rift and get some plates, so they still have time to capitalize on that early rift.
And the second dragon goes down to Prey. This Yi and this Tristana are only getting strong. So it is definitely scary for Black. They need to do something about the scale.
Yeah, I mean the gold lead was 600 a few minutes ago. Now it's they're at a 2,000 gold lead. First tower hasn't even gone down yet, and they also have 2 Drakes to 0. So not looking good for Black at the moment.
Definitely not. They're looking for a turret dive onto the Ziggs.
Yeah, they're just bullying the Ziggs.
No, but Care Bear might die for it.
He will W, I'm assuming. Nope.
But
that will not save him.
It's a double kill.
Wow, yeah, Ziggs just gets the double kill. They were a little too greedy there.
Down up to the E as well. Definitely a little too greedy. E was fast to force out, but still got hit by a Ziggs bomb, and then the Thresh just took many turret shots. So
yeah, they are just. Gray is just trying to bully the Ziggs as much as possible. Of the 5 deaths on the side of Black, 4 of them are Ziggs.
That is true.
Yep, the CS in top lane is basically stayed the same.
Yeah,
in difference, but there is a very large CS lead on the side of the 80 carries. Tristana is very ahead and just kills the Trundle outright.
And pops him very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Tristana essentially is basically an assassin ADC with the amount of burst that she has.
At this point where she's very fed.
Yeah, I mean, especially Hellblade Tristana, like, disgusting. Especially once, she does have that Noon Quiver. Probably gonna back for that Kraken Slayer, honestly.
Somewhat soon. Ziggs getting a bomb onto the Thresh and getting a killing spree. He is 4-4. He does have a bounty, which is slightly concerning.
Yeah, Ziggs is the majority of the deaths and the kills on the side of Black.
That is true. He's both their weakness and their strength.
Yeah, I mean, he's just being punished. They're just doing their best to shut him down. Because in this early game, that's where a majority of their damage is going to come from. Until the Ezreal gets items and the Cho'Gath gets stacks. So Gray is definitely playing towards... They know who they need to kill.
But
they're playing their game plan, and they also don't care whether they kill anyone, because they do hard outscale Black. So the fact that they've gotten so many kills...
lands onto the Ezreal, but again, no follow-up.
Yeah, sending a message. The Thresh Prince of Bel-Air saying, I can hook you when I want. But also stopping the back, so... now Tristana can shove this wave and possibly even get a plate while... Oh, nope, it's 14 minutes. But, shove this wave and get some turret damage while Ezreal's
Trundle is going to be looking for this Master Yi. Care Bear is forced to ult out. He does not want to be caught in the midst of a Trundle.
Yeah, Thresh did come to support, so I think Yi could have survived long enough if they did decide to fight that Thresh could have potentially put it back more in Gray's favor. Yeah, Persona getting a little greedy, staying for that tower damage, but he'll, with the Nasus passive, he will probably just heal it back up.
There's a lot of pressure from Gray, but it's not going to be...
Yeah, Tristana is bot though, so if they do fight this, Black could come out on top. Tristana's not there, and Ziggs does have ultimate. Yep, and there's the Ziggs ultimate. Only dealing damage with Thresh, but it doesn't matter. They just had the number advantage, and they didn't have Tristana.
Persona is probably going to fall here as well, unless that flash saves.
Yeah, very good knockup from the Cho'Gath. Even and Ziggs is just beating up Husband as well.
Yeah, he really is. That Ludens is doing amazing amounts of damage.
Yeah, and he's got 8 stacks on his Dark Seal.
Yeah.
And all Gray got out of that was that bot turret. So they did get the first turret gold.
Yeah.
but they also lost several members for it.
They got first turret gold and they got rift. So, I mean, the rift will probably amount to another turret, which is quite a bit more.
Yeah, and they probably will throw that mid. And I'm assuming they'll use that Rift Herald to get Dragon Prio.
Rise
So they'll,
TP off, despite the fact that Dragon is up right now.
and he also doesn't have his ultimate. That is strange.
So he has no way to get to the drag, putting Gray at another numbers. It
Yeah,
looks like
I don't understand why they wouldn't prioritize this dragon, because they would be on soul point.
Yeah, Kodak.
And now Thresh is just dead.
With a numbers advantage turning into death all over.
Yeah, I don't
again.
understand why they would try and fight for the Drake when no matter what, it's going to be a 4v5. And they had the Rift. They could have gone 5 for Drake, send 5 to Drake and drop the Rift, push down mid and then drop the Rift and run to Drake. I don't really understand why they didn't do that. That was really weird. I
It looks
guess
like Nasus is
decision
getting
making.
caught
Yeah,
out.
and Persona's just dead here.
Caught out. They're just moving as 5 and winning as 5, getting a lot of
Yeah,
picks.
I mean, Canadian's just throwing out so much damage on that Ziggs.
And the Ezreal as well now is 2-0. Almost catching up to the 3-0 Donna. And they might trade this mid turret for the top turret that was just left with the Ziggs bomb. Gonna be able to do a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't quite at 25%, so I don't think they got the bomb execution, but they will. Oh no, they won't take the turret. Yi was coming, so they didn't want to risk that.
Not. But these bombs, I think they're being a little ignorant of Ziggs bombs. Like,
Yeah,
the
he
bomb
hurts.
has-
I mean, he's got his Ludens. He's got 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. He probably is going to finish out that tier for his... oh, what's it called? What's the what's the AP tier item? I feel like no one builds it anymore, so I always forget what it's called.
Seraphs.
Oh, it is still Seraphs. Okay, that's right. I know they changed the item a little bit, but yeah, no, he will be building that Seraphs probably soon. I am a little confused, unless he's probably building. He does have that cloth armor, so he's probably going for Azonius first.
Probably. He did buy the Soul Stealer though. Six bomb going down mid. They don't want to give him that turret, but Rift is there.
They will take it with the Rift, but I'm still I still don't understand why they didn't use that Rift earlier to get that dragon.
Yeah. I mean, they got the turret in the end, but they did give up that dragon, and they're kind of behind. They're not behind in gold, but the Ziggs having a shutdown.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
there.
the worst thing you could do is give Mountain Soul to a Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
That is the last thing you want to see.
They might not have enough damage to kill him quick enough. Like,
Yeah, which
Tristana does a
he
lot of
is
damage.
currently at he's at 7 stacks already. So
Yeah,
he is
Cho'Gath
a
has 7
beefy
stacks,
boy.
and Nasus has 270, but they will not save him from the 2v1 happening in the top lane.
Yeah,
The
I
ult-
mean, Trundle Cho'Gath, what are you gonna do? The Tristana and the Rise were coming, but they just weren't quick enough.
And Trundle did ult there, which definitely secured it. Rise being a little cautious. They don't know where much of the enemy is.
Yeah, they do have a lot of vision on mostly the mid lane on the side of Gray, but other than that, they just have a couple pinks in the river and on that bot try. So, once again, Gray does have a lot more vision, but it's still not netting them really any picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still
instead,
scale.
Black has a lot of the picks.
Release.
Yeah, Black also still has,
Uh-oh, but
like
Tristana
they did
was
last game.
getting a pick here.
Oh.
Did get the flash, but flashes as well. But I don't know if it'll be worth as Empoleon is coming.
Yeah, she did get the reset from her E, but yeah, I mean Tristana is an 80 carry assassin, but Ezreal is also very slippery. So
Especially when he uses flash and heal.
yeah, he did use both sums.
Scared.
Tristana still has the heal.
Drag coming up in a minute. We'll have to see how this fight turns out and see
Yeah,
whether
Gray
is
definitely
giving
needs to prioritize this Drake. They will want by the time they finish scaling that Mountain Soul. because the last thing they want to do is give that over to black.
There is a lot of people there, but they are back.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Luckily, the
counting.
Rise is here this time, so this might be different than the last drag fight.
And the hook is landed onto the
Wow,
Cho'Gath.
that was a really good hook.
And as well with the lantern. A teleport is coming in
Yeah,
from the
Sally's
Zig.
on a very chonky
And the Zig's
Cho'Gath.
bomb. Half health and
Wow,
count.
yeah, no, that Tristana Cashier just got chunked.
And now
Cho'Gath is a little... Oh my god, that Ziggs just blowing up the Tristana.
yeah, and they do not have very much damage. It is just Rise, and he's going to be trying to get up here. Kodak falls to the Ezreal. And it is 0 or 1 for 4.
Yeah, I mean, Gray just tried to use all their damage on the Cho'Gath, but I mean, a 7-stack Cho'Gath, like, I mean, at 20 minutes, like, what are you gonna do? Because, I mean, Gray hasn't really scaled too much. I mean, they're still on their first items, so definitely not where they want to be. And, you know, Black is getting closer to that Mountain Soul on Eternal Cho'Gath, which is exactly what you don't want to see.
Definitely not. I mean, it looked like a good pick on the Trundle, but the Ziggs is just doing so much more damage.
Yeah, I thought that Cho'Gath would at least get chunked a little bit more, but he's just so beefy. And basically Cho'Gath just took all that damage, walked out alive, and Ziggs just got a 4-man ult and then a couple bombs and everyone's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Tristana was a little over ambitious there.
Yeah.
She was trying to be a bit more of an assassin than an ADC really can be. She doesn't
Right.
have that much hate unless she is able to land those 4 autos, which does take quite a bit.
Yeah, and as soon as she got hit by the Trundle Pillar, it was all over.
Yeah, the Trundle Pillar, she got CC'd right into the...
Yeah. Gray is trying to get some vision on that Baron. It might be a little early for Black to try and take that. But it looks like they are pathing. Kodak is just cracked with these hooks.
Yeah.
But once again, no follow-up.
Very much. But maybe one of these hooks will be the game.
Hey, I mean, if you hit every hook, eventually one of them you're gonna have some follow-up.
Yeah. As it looks like they are starting Baron. Unreally Benotes to...
Yeah, has been getting a lot of damage on that Yuumi. Oh, and Tristana just gets the resets, and she just...
But she is killed very quickly.
Wow.
Able to stay alive there.
Yeah,
I mean, going golden, he definitely won that fight there.
Once again, I'm kind of confused because there was a ward in that river. Nasus had TP, and Persona just, I guess, decided not to join the fight. I think they definitely would have won that if he was there, but...
I don't know.
He's just trying to get damage on this bottom turret, but he's not even going to get the turret, so... Kind of weird how he didn't decide to TP there.
I don't know if him showing up will have done very much since he is 0-5. But he might be able to get a kill here.
Yeah, I mean, he's still, you know...
I'm trying to get out, but, I mean, the bite by the Trundle.
I mean, he's still a 400 stack Nasus. He will hurt. I think they would have had a lot better chance of winning that fight if he had TP'd in. Because there was ward in that river. And he did get the tower and get out, but I don't know if that was worth it.
Black was not able to pick up the Baron, though. They did pick up 4 kills, but it was 4 for 1 at the most.
Yeah, it definitely still on the side of Black won that. And at this point, I don't know if Gray scaling will save them. The gold lead is even, it's dead even, but Black's is down 2 towers, so
I think
that top tower will go down soon, I'm assuming. And so far, they have 2 dragon souls, and they're looking for the mountain soul. And Canadian's just so strong. Now 8-4-8 on the Ziggs.
They punished him hard early, but he's definitely getting back.
Yeah, I mean, we have a 6-1-9 Trundle and a 10-stack Cho'Gath in front of you. That kind of does make things a little easier.
Yeah. And the stopwatch just keeping him alive there. just for the Cho'Gath and Trundle to come.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of follow-up on the side of black. Drag is up in a minute, so they will be pathing towards that. Both sides are getting Baron vision at the moment. Surprised no one is trying to get. Both sides do have vision on the Dragon River, but I'm surprised neither side is trying to prioritize vision.
Lots of poke coming from the Ezreal and Zig, but
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're more pathing towards Baron side. Yi is at the Baron pit, so
yeah,
they might just give up this third Drake for Baron, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no vision on Baron on the side of black, so...
And they're trying to make it look like it's not very much. His drag does come up soon, but the Yi and Nasus are just duoing the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, Yi has a lot of, you know, able to burst down that. He's a lot of damage to burst down that Baron.
They do take the Baron and trade it for this drag.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, can be favorable.
It depends on what they do with this Baron, but it might be worth.
Like if this Persona is able to get a turret off of it again and somehow become unkillable, then we'll be very good.
Yeah, and he is getting really strong. He is at almost 500 stacks on the Nasus. He's at 475. So he will hurt. No, it doesn't matter that he's 0 and 5. He does not need gold. He just needs to be a little tanky and then just press Q.
Yes. And they are pushing mid with this. They are getting a lot of priority with it. But Ziggs does have a lot of the wave.
Yeah, the Ziggs wave clear will basically mitigate the Baron minions at the moment.
But it can only mitigate the Baron minions whatever Ziggs is in.
Yeah, which I think it is smart on Gray at the moment. Looks like he's taking Krugs, but they're essentially doing a 1-3-1 at the moment. Ziggs is matching the Yi bot lane, and Trundle and Cho'Gath are just telling Persona you can't free farm.
No, he cannot. No matter how many stacks he has, he's barely damaging that Trundle and that Cho'Gath.
Yeah, which in return, Gray will take that mid turret.
Looking for the death sentence on. Find it. They still have
I mean,
the right.
he is taking all of Trundle's jungle.
Yeah, he is taking all of Trundle's jungle. Rise is getting out here with. They just got the tower and got the enemy jungle and ran.
Yeah.
It looks like Trundle might be getting this top turret.
Yeah. I mean, it was already low. They were just gonna give it up.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I think the real fight and the real teller of the game come in 3 minutes when this drag comes up.
Oh, absolutely. If Gray, I mean, the Gray can't give up this Mountain Soul. I mean,
They're
that'll
going
be.
to assassinate, but he does
Yeah, and
have
once again, Kodak with the hook.
Lands onto the. Lands
Yeah, I
onto
mean,
the
just kind of has a reset.
Pop back onto the Ziggs as the Ziggs looks for a kill back, killing.
Yeah, Ziggs is legendary, but he maybe a little overzealous on Care Bear.
The Yuumi is pretty low, but it does not matter. It is untargetable. The flash coming in from the Trundle and the slow onto the Rise. Rise forced a flash. Cho'Gath flashes as well, but they are not able to find any more kills. So in the end,
I mean, that was basically 5 flashes blown in a span of 20 seconds as a response. Jasana did get out, but it was a 1-for-1 trade for that Ezreal and Thresh. And it looks like everyone's just gonna farm up before the next Drake spawns.
They don't engage in another fight for the next minute and 40 seconds. They do want priority.
Get this.
Yeah, which
Looks
he
like
is on 507 stacks on that Nasus.
She really hasn't been able to do that much stuff with the stacks. And it looks like Rise might get caught out here. He might be a bit ambitious in trying to go for that blue buff. Step on his
Tristana's gonna try and
sticky.
yeah, no, he's just dead. Yeah, try to steal the blue buff. Ziggs says no, that's mine, and just kills him. So
Yeah,
good job on
I mean,
Canadian. Canadian definitely popping off this game. He is
yeah.
throwing so many bombs, and I'm excited to look at the damage charts on his side.
Drag coming up in 50 seconds. They will have husband just swiping, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
will
Husband
not
does have TP, so he will be able to be there for the Drake. Looking at the items, Ezra and Tristana about even. But Ziggs also at 25 stacks on his Magi's, so
Kobe looking like he might be caught out here. Does take half of his health. Trundle does ult, which he might not have wanted to ult this early but drag without getting off of it.
yeah. I mean, I think
Husband
he's just
versus
trying to
I did not.
scare off the team so that they can get that vision prio on drag.
Yeah. Looks like they will try and engage in the jungle. Ziggs is going
Yeah, they're
down.
just going for it. That Ziggs ult did so much damage.
Yeah, Tristana was able to get out with barely any of her health. We do see that Yi is ulting and in the back there. He does not have
Yeah, I
flash.
don't think he can really do anything other than maybe potentially steal it, but they pulled it out enough to where, yeah, he's just dead.
And Canadian gets another kill. 12 and 4, and the Dragon Soul goes to the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, no, I mean, as soon as Ziggs ulted 4 people, it was done. It was a done deal. And that is a 10 stack Cho'Gath. He is a real dinosaur.
Looking very happy with this Yumi on him. Probably not going to die for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
neither
we
is
said
great.
Gray would scale, but it looks like Black just won't let them.
No, as Nasus is 0 and 7, Ryze is 0 and 4. Like, they do have the Tristana, but at some point the Tristana cannot shred it.
Yeah, I mean, the Ziggs just kills their Tristana in a bomb and a half, so not much she can do. Tristana is a bit of a short range AD carry, so a little harder position in the fights, and she just basically can't function as a champion. And they just, yeah, burst down this Baron.
And Mountain Soul on their side.
Yeah, Black is looking very beefy. This might be a 2-1 on the side of Black. That's what it's looking like. Unless Gray can have, some magical team fight. They have to kill the Ziggs though. They have to kill Canadian.
Yeah, they really.
Before he ults. If any of his bombs come out, then Gray essentially loses the fight.
They have to kill him before he's able to do anything. But with
Right.
the stopwatch and the Mountain Drake shield,
And the Yumi, yeah.
pretty impossible. I'm not gonna say impossible because last time we said Samira would die and
Yeah,
she did.
the possible, yeah.
And lots of damage from the Ezreal as well now, but as we
Yeah,
said, the damage is coming from the Ziggs.
Yeah, I mean, the Ezreal does scale. He is weaker than Tristana, but yeah.
There's not much they can do at all as the Thresh gets killed by the Ezreal ult. And they are
Yeah,
pushing.
I mean, I think that's the 3rd time this game that Ezreal has sniped the Thresh with his ultimate.
Yeah.
I think Black just wins here. I mean, they have Mountain, they have Baron.
And they
basically have a second Baron with that giant Cho'Gath.
It will try and fight it.
He can just walk around and do as he pleases. Yi will get away, but I think they're just gonna take the base here.
Yeah, Yumi just healing everyone up. Triple kill going on to the Ziggs. Game is over.
Yeah,
Series 2-1.
Wow, Canadian just so much damage.
Honestly, after the Kale game and the Ziggs game, I have to give MVP to.
I agree. I definitely agree. Wow. Okay, so 37,000 damage on the Ziggs. Next closest was the Cho'Gath, 22,000. So I'd have to look at the Kale game, but I'm pretty sure he also had a disgusting amount of damage. I mean, he killed I forget which AD carry they played the game before, but I think he killed the other AD carry in 3 autos.
The Zaya, yeah.
The Zaya, right? Yeah.
He also killed the Anivia very quickly. I don't know.
It was 5
Yeah.
autos if you include egg, but yeah. I would personally give this one a Canadian. That was
But
very
it is
strong
up
showing
to
from
the
him.
chat in the end, so a poll will be come up soon if you want to vote on who deserved MVP from Black. It was a very good turnaround. They lost the first game somewhat, but they definitely came back with the second two.
Yeah, no, that second game was a little closer. This game was just a steamroll on the side of Black. A lot of misplays coming out from the side of Gray. I think they definitely should have played more towards the scaling rather than, especially like when they aggressively dive bot lane and gave Ziggs a double kill. I definitely don't think that was the play.
Yeah,
But
definitely not. You just started scaling.
yeah, I mean they did their best. I mean he died 4 times in the first like 12 minutes,
Yeah.
but it just didn't matter. I am gonna see if I can check. I'm curious about the damage on that second game. Won't let me pull it up. I forgot I was spectating, but
Mhm.
um, yeah, that Kale and Ziggs game on Canadian was amazing. I mean, Persona did basically hard carry that first game as the Yorick.
Yeah.
He
And
won it
I think like
by himself almost
he
at the
basically
end there.
now that they have up someone who does AP damage mid lane, you can tell that it is a lot harder for Persona to build his tank.
Right, and he definitely didn't wasn't able to do as much on the set the second game.
Mhm.
I mean, he had a couple good ultimates with the Cho'Gath, but especially that second game, the Cho'Gath against the Nasus was just Cho'Gath was able to win early, and then Nasus just the Trundle Cho'Gath combo just kept bullying the Nasus, and he wasn't and even with the stacks, he wasn't able to basically do anything with them.
Yeah, he was not just really turned. He won. So
Yeah, so far it is looking like Canadian is getting MVP. 5 or 100% of the vote so far. Um, so we will
yeah,
most likely be pulling in
unless
Canadian for the
6 people
MVP.
go to someone else in these last few seconds.
Yeah, unless 6 people vote for anyone else, it'll be Canadian.
Oh, one
Um,
vote for Napoleon.
oh yeah, someone's like, okay, we can't let him get all of them.
Yeah, he can get 100%.
It could be Canadian just being nice and hopping in the chat and giving it to one of his teammates, but
Yeah,
uh, the real Vexar, I guess, was one of the few people who voted for Black to win this. So congratulations on all the stream points.
and I will bring Dweller in.
Sounds good.
Hello? Good performance today. You played very well, Mr. MVP.
Oh, that's me. Nice.
So humble. No words.
I don't know what to say, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, especially that Kale game was absolutely disgusting. Did y'all actually plan to have that Samira Kale combo, or did that just kind of fall into place?
Well, our ADC plays a lot of like Samira, Tristana, and stuff like that. And so I was mostly thinking like, what can I do to support him as a mid
Mhm.
laner? So I was either thinking stuff like Karma, stuff like Galio, or I could just play Kale and like we can like the first game we really were missing out. Like me playing Yone, we didn't have enough AP.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
decided that with the true damage from Riftmaker and just being AP with Gale, plus Samira would just instantly like one shot them like we did like 3 or 4 times in that game.
Yeah.
got the one shots.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of a 3 auto in half a second, but yeah, essentially a one shot.
Yeah, I mean that game if I build the Lichbane instead of that what did I build? Void Staff. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
I literally one shot that Zaya. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely
Kale.
insane.
Yeah, you went from being the support to being the cracked carry. That like 12 2 and 8 Kale. But
And
no,
look at
that was definitely a strong showing for that game as well. But we were kind of worried for you at the beginning of that third game. Gray was they had your number. They were out to kill you constantly. How did you, I guess, like keep your mental to pull it out?
Well, honestly, I was kind of scared because Master Yi was the one getting the kills.
Hmm.
oh yeah,
But then I like the team was just keeping like everything. Like honestly, the team just kept everything chill and everything just like everything was flowing really really well. Um, but yeah, no, it's they kept me chill and then they randomly like gave me double kill bot lane and then just from there I was just like, well, I'm really fed now, so I just took over from there.
Yeah, that double
yeah.
kill bot lane was very questionable for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's where the game swung. And then we got four Mountain Dragons, which is just broken.
Especially on that Cho'Gath, that was
Yeah, I mean,
very
like
huge.
even me and Ezreal, we both had 200 armor. Like it was insane.
Definitely
Yeah, and we
insane.
had looking at the draft, we were like, wow, Gray just outscales so hard. There's no way that if Black just doesn't win early that they can come out. But we were proven wrong. Y'all just didn't let them scale. You're like you just don't get to scale. So I definitely think y'all played that early mid game very well.
Thanks. Yeah, I honestly think that we actually do outscale them though, because Mastery did go lethality, and with Cho'Gath
Hmm.
plus Yumi, like Cho'Gath Yumi, Mastery's never gonna kill that, right?
Right.
And
Especially as
he's never gonna be
lethality.
able. Yeah, exactly. And even if he goes on hit, if he goes on hit, me and Ezreal are just able to kill him, right? Like
Right.
Yeah,
even after he Qs, he's killable, right?
definitely.
And if like Ezreal was building Frozen Heart and I was building Zanya, so they really just didn't have a way of killing us.
Right. Yeah, the itemization definitely did have a large factor in that. Um, but also like I don't know if you noticed, but there are definitely several times where you just got to sit behind the Cho'Gath and just throw
Oh
bombs and
yeah,
just do stupid damage. I think like you did 16,000 damage more than anyone. So
Jesus. Wow. Yeah, yeah. I mean, most of our like idea behind that comp is just have Ezreal and Ziggs and just Yumi heals everybody, right? We have like our two big boys in the middle and in front,
Yeah.
and we just hurl Qs, me and Ezreal.
mhm. Did you always want to play Trundle, or were you using that more to prevent Gray from playing Trundle?
Um, at first we were thinking of banning it because we saw
Hmm.
you played it a lot, but then we played that first game and realized, hey, they play a lot of tanks, so we decided, well, if they're not gonna first pick it, like we're gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we were blue side, we were gonna first pick that Cho'Gath because our jungler played Cho'Gath and there was just no reason not to, right?
Hmm.
And especially that second game where they first picked Sejuani and with
Yeah, it's
the
good
Trundle
look.
open, yeah, the Trundle open versus Sejuani, especially with Aftershock, it's really terrible, right?
Yeah,
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 no,
no, it was
especially in that third game, I feel like Trundle and Cho'Gath just bullied that Nasus
yeah.
persona so much. Basically, even with his stacks, just couldn't do anything. So that
Mhm.
was interesting to watch.
Yeah, our plan at the start of that game though was Trundle would take red buff and just come mid lane.
Hmm.
And honestly, it sounds really troll, but them all flashing at the start of the game made that like way
way
easier.
more worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Ryze just didn't have flash, Thresh didn't have flash, Tristana didn't have flash. It was just like, well, okay, 1+1, that Ryze is dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like level 3, or level 2, the Trundle just came back and killed the Rise, and that was
Yeah,
really good on your part.
yeah. That was honestly we were gonna do that anyways, just
Hmm.
because it's like Ryze is
Yeah,
immobile, right?
it was just easier that he didn't have Flash.
Like it's a kill instead of just a flash.
Hmm. No, very well played, mid lane.
Thank you.
They tried to kill you, but you said no thanks. I'm just gonna throw bombs. So that was great.
And like most of the game was literally just saying, "Hey guys, if you guys need a wave clear," and I would just throw my ult bot lane. Like I think I threw it like
Yeah.
4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Used it a lot to protect that bot lane.
yeah. Even when Gray had Baron, you just cleared the minions. They could barely get that tier 2 mid.
Yeah, the only way they could actually push was if Tristana got to the towers, and she
Mhm.
just could never get to the towers because I would just kill her.
Yep.
Yeah, and then of course Ziggs likes to blow up towers himself. So
Oh, yeah, that was really funny. When we were doing that final push, I did like 2,000 damage on a tower with one auto attack.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
was
the
it
passive.
was it was it your passive? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was like
I would
a
say it was kind of funny. I think you missed like an execute on
yeah.
your W early in the game. Like you blew up your bomb too early and didn't finish the mid tower.
Yeah,
But other than that, it was very well
You blew up
executed from the
towers.
bombs.
yeah. It was kind of funny though, just being like yeet, 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 yeet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that there were several times where we just thought like when the Cho'Gath got cut out at that bot side. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I will say Kodak was landing every single hook, but
Oh yeah.
zero follow up a lot of the time. Um, try to pull the Cho'Gath, and he just kind of sat there and just took like 4 ultimates, and then I think you once again got it like a 3 or 4 man ultimate and chunked
Yeah, the
half their
Ziggs
HP.
ults were like very on point. You hit
Yeah, I
so
was
many
just I was
people
just
with
trying
it
to put him in
every
the choke
time.
point.
Yeah, which you did. I mean, I think like most of the time you got 3 or 4 people, and you were so big that each ultimate would do half to 3/4 of their HP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that last like the last dragon, I just got like a 4-man ult. Oh my
Yeah.
god. It was just everybody was just like go 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 go. Like literally they all got
Yeah.
one shot by that ult.
Mhm.
How do y'all do your shot calling? Is it like more of like a one person, or is it just kind of like a team effort?
Um I think our Mr. Team captain Napoleon takes a lot of the lead most of the time. He makes sure like that we're all serious. Um but for most of the time when like a decision has to be made, it's either me or usually our support. So it's usually like that.
Okay.
That's
But
split
yeah,
it
no,
up.
our jungler makes sure like we are doing objectives, we're doing this, we're doing that. He makes sure like we're on time. Like he tells us, hey guys, dragon 2 minutes. Hey guys, dragon 1 minute.
I saw the pings. You
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
pinged it
we
quite
we
a
saw
bit.
the things.
yeah, we spam pinged a lot. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean
Well,
that third game, Gray got those first 2 drakes, but then y'all got the next 4.
Yeah,
Just had their number.
we usually when we try to scale, we usually try to have the strat that we give up the first 2 dragons because like if we have the scaling comp, there's no real reason to fight, right?
Hmm.
And then just fight the third dragon. If we win it, well, we win the game pretty much, right? Because we have a
yeah.
dragon, and then we just snowball off that. If we lose it, we still have another try, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's a risky strategy, but it seems to work out when I got
That's good.
Ziggs or when I have Kale.
Yeah. When you have those champs to take half the enemy's health in a few
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah. Let's see if
Well,
people ban out my 3 champions next time.
Yeah, but I mean, if they ban 3 champions, that leaves the rest of your team some free picks.
I mean, I also have other picks though.
yeah.
There's a champion ocean, not a pool.
I wish. I got like 2 more champions only.
Yeah, which we won't talk about. I won't spoil too much of the fun.
Yeah,
Well,
We'll
you
we'll
can,
leave that for next
yeah,
week's game.
yeah.
go
Excited.
celebrate your victory with your team. It
Yeah, thank
was
you.
a good match tonight, so
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah,
good.
thanks, Dweller.
No problem. Have a good one.
Um, well, that was a very good 3 block, and I mean, Canadian definitely did well that both of those games that he was able to come back, and Black won 2-1. So the next match that we have is tomorrow. It is Lilac versus Green at 9:30. And other than that, I guess we'll be signing off for now. So
Yeah, and that'll be me and
good to see you
Ryline
guys
tomorrow.
later.
So look forward to seeing y'all.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.